Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the Steel Toe Morning Show. Get that shit off my screen. You'll be here in a little bit. Welcome to the program. Lots to talk about today, per usual. One thing I always bring you, plenty of things to chew on, plenty of things to talk about. That's why we're so much better than everybody else. That's why we keep growing at a nice, consistent clip, while everybody else sticks with their same few hundred people that they've got. We can always transition to something else, like male to female, female to male. We've got plenty going on today, and we've got, look, I've decided that when it comes to anything Anthony Fauci related, I'm just going to take what we get. He's never going to jail. He's never going to be held accountable for everything he did. So I think what we can do is any kind of ridicule he gets, any kind of mockery. Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee yesterday. We played that during the evening show. I'm going to take that and I'm going to enjoy it. This contempt vote that they're going to have later this week, Rand Paul's going to force a contempt vote in the Senate to hold Fauci in contempt of Congress. Do I think it's going to mean that Dr. Fauci is going to be held in contempt of Congress and go to jail? No, I don't even think he'll have to pay a fine. What's the penalty for contempt, if I could spell, of Congress? 1 to 12 months in jail and a fine of up to $100,000. $50,000 fine won't hurt him. 1 to 12 months in jail. They're never going to sentence him to that. So he'll never see the inside of a jail cell. We'll never lock him up, and he'll never fully pay for what he did to this country. Because like I said last night, I don't think there is payment enough outside of death for what he did to the United States. Because if 9/11 ended the golden age of America and the crash of '08 sent it into territory we hadn't seen since the Depression, COVID butchered the idea of America was ever going to be great again. COVID butchered the idea that we were ever going to get to where we used to be. We now serve as a client state to Israel and Jews. And look, if it benefits them, we can have it. If it benefits them, we can do it. If it benefits them and it also works out for us, yippee skippy. But until the people of this country change, Barack Obama said it, Donald Trump said it, every politician has used this phrase, take our country back. But with Barack Obama, it was taken back from these crazy white Christians. From Donald Trump, it was take it back from these brown Muslims and Mexicans. Nobody really ever pointed out, take it back from the people controlling you. Take it back from the people who have been murdering you in the streets of Manhattan. Take it back from the people who have been sending your children to war. It's never been take it back from the war profiteers or the bankers or anything like that. It's always been, every time Congress passes a bill where somebody's getting billions and trillions of dollars, it ain't the white Christians. It ain't the brown Muslims and Mexicans. It's the banking class and the weapons class. They're the ones who get all the money. It's Elon Musk. All these people are the ones on the biggest amount of welfare. It's Peter Thiel, who gets handed these contracts for these cameras and data centers. So none of it is, they pit us against each other and say this group is to blame. Let's take our country back for it. We never had our country. Not since, in my opinion, everyone's got their date. November of 1963 is when the global intelligence apparatus and the military-industrial complex launched a successful coup and overthrew the revolution of 1776 by murdering the United States president. It's wild, right? Turning the president into a figurehead for the elite. Because Lyndon Baines Johnson did absolutely everything they asked him to do. Create a welfare program that would cause the United States to borrow trillions and trillions of dollars, go to war in Vietnam, disunite the country, cause it to fight each other, cause it to fight like cats and dogs, starting a second civil war, basically, with the civil rights era. Lyndon Baines Johnson was a great disruptor, and it was by design. So, look, when it comes to taking the country back and all of that stuff, I don't think we're going to do that with Fauci. He's a made man. He's protected. We're not going to be able to touch him. So humiliation, dragging his name through the mud, making him uncomfortable, I'm down with it, and I'll enjoy it because it's literally the least we can do. And it's the least we can do and the most we can do at the same time. Sam Show says, everyone seems to forget that Trump had to be told to stop taking credit for the vaccine just to win his election. It is a weird deal, right, with Trump and the COVID vaccine. We looked at him to be the first anti-COVID guy. That's why Ron DeSantis got so popular for a while. And I'm not saying we would have been better off with Ron DeSantis, but, watching Trump let's be honest, in 2020, Trump did cuck to Fauci. Trump did cuck to the COVID pandemic. Trump was one of the first ones to listen to Fauci and do what he wanted and defer to him. So, I mean, again, food for thought, something to think about. But as far as like Anthony Fauci paying for what he did, look, I wish, but I want to live in a real world. Good morning. Welcome to the program. I didn't mean to start you on a downer, but the title of today's show is Contempt for Fauci. We're not going to get there for a while. Don't worry about it. We got a lot of cool stuff to get through. Minnesota is pushing back, dog. Minnesota is actually giving it a go. And it's not our government. Our government, Tim Walz, soon to be Amy Klobuchar, Keith Ellison, all these people. No. They're not pushing back at all. They're helping aid all this nonsense. But the people are pushing back. The people are pushing back against flock cameras. The people are pushing back against data centers. It's fantastic to see. We even have a story today. People are fighting against rent increases and the property tax increases, which is awesome. I love that. Mountain Jew says something to think about, Aaron, about Trump. You voted for him in 2024. LOL, knowing that he fucked us with that vaccine. I wasn't going to vote for anybody. I was going to vote for him or I was going to stay home. There was nobody in the third party that I actually liked. So it was vote for Trump or stay home. Mountain Jew says, Aaron, how many of your family members were injured by that vaccine? I feel lucky about this. I don't even know how many of my family members even took the vaccine. I don't think a lot of them got it, to be honest. I think they stayed pretty based on the COVID vaccine. Wanhead Rex says, I voted for RFK in 2024. He was on the ballot. Yeah, I honestly, I think what they did with RFK Jr. was they brought him in to shut him up. I think they rather have him inside the castle pissing out than outside the castle pissing in, if that makes sense, because he's only going to be able to do what they let him do, and he's not. I mean, Dr. Pepper's using cane sugar, right? That's what we got. Our sodas are going to still have lots of sugar in it, only it's not going to be high fructose corn syrup. I guess that's a win for the toe. I guess that's a win for the toe. DP Granny says, fuck all of you posers. I voted for Hitler. Whoa! Mega based, this guy.
You can't handle.
Whoa.
And you guessed it, a Jew.
Look at DP Granny. I want to go to Annoyed Wawa Supervisor to bring the mood down a little bit here. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says, who could have possibly called Mersh getting addicted to gas station heroin 2 months ago? This fucking guy. I'm subscribed to Stalin. I like Stalin. He clips our show every once in a while. I want to show him support. And this Stalin guy clipped Mersh, and I got a notification. And I thought I was reading it wrong. I thought maybe I thought maybe Mersh was talking about Trump banning, the feds banning gas station heroin. What is it called? Like Pacific 7? I don't fucking know. Drugs are gay. Drugs in your 30s and 40s. Drugs is something you're supposed to get out of your system in your 20s. If you're in your 30s and 40s and you're doing drugs, it's either A, coping mechanism for a shitty life, or B, you're a dork who's trying to be cool. Don't do drugs, kids. But then you get to gas station drug. I don't even know what the situation needs to be for you to buy gas station drugs. I mean, I'm ashamed enough buying gas station breakfast sandwiches and gas station burritos. That's embarrassing enough. That's as bad as down bad as I want to be in the gas station game is a gas station breakfast burrito. That's it. I will stand up for Love's Travel Plaza. Solid breakfast burritos. That's not the point of what I'm trying to say. So I clicked on it. I listened to it, and I had to shut it off. I had to shut it off out of pity. Because I'm not going to sit there and listen to a guy talk about quitting cold turkey on gas station drugs because the government made it illegal. Which, by the way, weird endorsement of the government making drugs illegal. It does work. Mersh was like, I knew the government was gonna. I knew when I went to the gas station, the drugs weren't gonna be there. Like, and him saying because they made them illegal, he's not gonna do them anymore. So I guess what? The prohibition works on drugs. We should extend it. But like, he's talking about how he would do these gas station drugs, and admittedly, I don't know anything about these. Thank God. He would do these gas station drugs. And then when he was coming down from them, he would be sweating and fevery and feel like shit. I'm like, what are you getting out of this? What are you doing? Why are we going to the gas station buying drugs? I can't think of a better reason to fucking kill myself than going. I get as close to suicide as I ever want to be buying a gas station burrito. And I'm like, you know you shouldn't do this. You know this is disgusting. You know you're a piece of shit right now. Yes, I know. I'm aware. I'm making peace with the idea. But going to a gas station, buying drugs that you know are going to make you feel like shit, and then going home and opening the shitty Chinese paper packaging and the little blister pack and taking out your gas station heroin and taking it, there's no high in the world, no feeling that can defeat the shame of what that is. So I had to turn it off. I felt bad for him. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and enjoy this. There's no way you're going to get me to sit here and enjoy someone talking about their withdrawal from gas station heroin. No, thank you. It's been a hard enough 2026 for the guy. I ain't going to pile on.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $1 and says only gas station heroin uses the Fellatio for Fix program as an alternative to money.
I didn't know people. I didn't know what that shit did. I didn't know what that shit, that people got hooked on that shit. I didn't until that video. I didn't. I thought that was just there, like it was some cheap shit that like junkies who were as down bad as humanly possible would buy. I had no idea that people just grabbed them and took them.
Bowles Diop has donated $2 and says gas station food is liquid plumber for your guts.
You know, a lot of it sticks in there. You'd be surprised. You know, yeah, you would think it would just clean you out. But the technology of gas station food now, they've really figured out how to get it to stick in the immune system and make you go and just blow up. So, yeah, I don't. Sticks Mattis says, bring back gas station spice. I think they're trying to go the other way with the gas station drugs. I think they're trying to ban as much of it as possible. You don't want any competition for your good old-fashioned opioids. You want people abusing those, right? Sidney Johnston says that K2 is some wicked shit, man. I saw guys seize out on that shit, bust their head open on the concrete, and smoke it again. Retards, man. What's the shit that had people in Florida eating people's faces? Like there was a guy who was on some synthetic drug and he was like, the cops had to literally just put him down because he was eating his neighbor's face. I can't remember what that was, but it was like, it wasn't kratom. Was it? It might've been K2 or Spice, but yeah, some guy, I remember this like 10 years ago, some guy in Florida was eating his neighbor's face and they had to shoot the guy. People are saying, a lot of people in the chat saying salvia. Balls Deep says salvia divinorum fucks. Guys, do me a favor. No gas station drugs, please. And by the way, I'm not going to sit here. Don't think that I'm not appreciating the irony of all of you who mock me for a good gas station burrito once in a while, knowing all of these gas station drugs that I didn't know about. You're all on notice. You're all bigger pieces of shit than I am. How dare you? How dare you? People saying bath salts. Oh, okay. Bath salts. You know, when I was in my 20s, I used to think they were just literally bath salts. Like people were taking like the jasmine and shit that people would put in the bathtub for bath time. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know that if you consumed those differently, like if you smoke them or something, you get high off your ass. Totally different item. Totally different item. Deb Z. Bennett says drugs are a choice. Food is not. But what you choose to eat for food, I appreciate you giving me an out. I do. You can choose what kind of food you eat. Let's go back into the chat. Thank you, guys.
Mountain Jews has donated $1
Mountain
and
Jews.
says, Aaron, you should do one of your members-only shows on the childhood vaccinations and how they are tested. But that might be a long video cause there's a lot of bullshit to go through.
Well, we'll do a nice one after the anniversary show this week. I'll have all kinds of time. Probably get up in the morning feeling a little iffy, and maybe do myself a little members only show. Make sure you guys come out to Stoney's Saturday. We're going to start everything at noon. It's going to go all night. It's going to be a very open-ended party. Just come out, have a few drinks. There's going to be live bands. There's going to be karaoke, and the cornhole tournament starts at 1 o'clock. $30 a team, not $30 a person. If you're a VIP, you can come in and sign up for free. If you get the Scoreholio app on your phone, you can register for the tournament and you can track it. So it's just Scoreholio, just like it sounds. Let's go to Los Federales with $1. Thank you.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says, how in the fuck?
How in the
Link.
fuck indeed. Let's see. Oops. Come on now.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says there was a gas station back in the 90s that had a family-owned convenience store on it here in Canada. They were selling homebrew beer and moonshine. 6 people died from alcohol poisoning.
Oh, shit. That story took a turn. I was like, oh, that's fun. You know, he used to send me pictures of the Broadway lights, and I'd send him some homemade wine. So there was like the moonshine that made people go blind. Oh, no. Yeah, there's like sometimes you hear about stories where you're like, shit, we're losing the government regulation battle on this one. If you're making moonshine and selling it at gas stations with no regulation and a bunch of people drop dead, you're basically inviting the government in. DP Granny.
Granny has donated $1 and says 7-0 is part of Kratom. It works like Oxy. His mistake not buying it from a good company. I take 15 milligrams a day for my back injury. I only got a runny nose after not taking them after a few days.
Why are we taking shit that makes our noses bleed and our bodies sweat and us feel like shit after a few days? Why are we taking these things? Advil works. I've never had a pain in this life outside of a torn rotator cuff that it couldn't be solved with Advil. What are we doing? And especially people who don't have any actual pain. I need to take these opioid painkiller imitations. For what? Did you tear your ACL? Do you have torn meniscus? Did you hurt your back? No, I just feel like feeling different. Okay, so this is like coffee or a couple of beers kind of different. No. If I take these for a couple days, then I stop taking them. I just start sweating profusely and I feel like absolute rat shit and my nose starts bleeding. No, we're not going to do that. Although you got to give credit to Mersh. This is causing, look at us. It started a dialogue about gas station heroin. Even if that dialogue is, we should have you all put to death. At least we've started the conversation. And that's important. Jay Fish says, you're better than everybody. I'm only better than people who buy hillbilly heroin knockoffs from a gas station. I don't feel like that's that much of a flex. I feel like that's more of a you thing than a me. I'm winning by default, not because I'm good. Tim the Toolman Taylor says, you're telling me that the gas station burrito doesn't make you sweat and cry on the toilet afterwards? We all have a crutch. No, like I said, the gas station burrito technology has evolved to where now it just makes you a fat fuck who smells funny. That's it. DP Granny says, shut the fuck up, Coke boy. I was more Molly boy for a couple of months, but again, at least it was the real thing. Still retarded, still dumb to do, still a man in his 30s going through a midlife crisis with, a retarded wife. But again, shitty decision, awful idea, gayest, nerdiest, dorkiest, fucking loseriest thing I've ever done in my life. Still better than getting hooked on gas station drugs. That's what I'm saying. It's not a me being good thing. That's how low gas station drugs are. MSO says, I hope you get a sty in your other eye. That's so mean. You know, this one's draining. We're doing quite better. Also, we were able to contact trace the source and the problem of the sty through Google searches, through my own behaviors, maybe sitting in a sauna 3 or 4 days a week for 30 minutes at a time with a bunch of fucking Somalis is not the best way. It's gym related, whether it's people not wiping down the machine or whether it's just sitting in the sauna and cooking in other people's bacteria. I'm thinking maybe sauna at the YMCA might be the culprit.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says that's incorrect, Aaron. There's a pain that you couldn't cure with Advil.
Yep.
The pain of being a double divorcee before the age of 40. The pain of having the hairline from the Count from Sesame Street.
$1 at a time. $1 at a time will get me diagnosed. Will get me diagnosed if it's the last thing we do. Bigot on Socialist Media says, just don't rub your eyes at the gym. Yeah, look, we'll be all right. It happens. What do you do? What do you do? We're draining, boys and girls. 71 memberships away from 700 today. Thank you very much for that. Von Kaiser with $5 starting us off over on the PayPal end of this. He says, happy birthday to the man of 1,000 holds. Do your Malenko wrist twists. Is it Dean Malenko's birthday? Oh, man, come on. Everybody throw in a red boy from the man of 1,000 holds birthday. Is it really? We need to look this up. Dean Malenko birthday. August 4th, 1960. Dean Malenko is 66 years old today. Hold on a second. Let's, for the one and only Dean Malenko. Everybody, Malenko wrist twists. Same thing I have to do when I have to get blood taken. It's true. I'm terrified of needles. Holy shit, did Dean Malenko have awful theme music. This is terrible. This sounds like a level on Zelda, The Legend of Zelda for Super NES. This, like you're going through one of the castles. Boy, WCW really could have benefited from a James Johnston. Maybe, this should have been his theme music.
Oh God, boy, babe.
Maybe this should have been Dean Malenko's theme music.
Oh God, boy, babe. All lies down in everything you say. DTJ, what the heck you were supposed to say today, but you blew it. He's Donald J. Trump and the J is for Jewish. Starting wars at a threat, our troops fell in love with his butt, but in Netanyahu, guess you never stop Jews when they put their minds to it. He's Donald J. Trump and the J is for Jewish.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did see from, I follow Crackamico on X, and he did say that he is going to be making a Sneeko diss track. Long overdue, if you ask me. Balls Deep for $5. Thank you.
Bowls Diep has donated $5 and says Bukake. On a Tuesday.
No, not Bukake on it. It's not Bukake Tuesday. No. Taco Tuesday.
One Chevrolet Jabe has donated $1 and says, so did I hear this right? Aaron got a ST the same way he got herpes.
No, your mother had nothing to do with this. Thank you for the $1. DP Granny.
Granny has donated $1 and says you get clogged tear ducts from rubbing your eye with dirty hands. We know because you never wash your hands after pissing. Aaron piss hands him hold. You dirty cunt.
Thank you, DP Granny. No, I assure you I wash my hands after every trip to the bathroom. I am one of the biggest Nazis on bathroom habits you're ever going to meet. As these people who think it's okay to pee in lakes and pee in pools and shit like that, if I had my way, we'd execute all of you. You'd all be rounded up, and we wouldn't even waste time incarcerating you. It's just on the spot. Hey, do you think it's okay to pee in lakes or pee in pools? And if they said yes, Gone. Just gone. So no, I look, when you're an active guy, when you go to the gym and you mix around with a lot of different people, it's like in boxing and in wrestling, one of the big things that I've been able to avoid, which I feel really lucky for, because you have heavy bags, you got headgear, you got people you're rubbing up against in boxing and in wrestling, is from the mats and shit, the staph infections. I've stayed away from those. A lot of guys get very serious problems from all that. I've been able to avoid that. Anytime you're in close quarters sweating with people, you play a lot of basketball, same thing. Just shower after your workouts, boys and girls. Shower after your workouts. All right, let's get into some things today. Thank you very much for the fun start. You guys are the absolute best. Oh, wait, we got more ones coming in. Guys, let's do these 5 or 10 at a time. We'd probably be halfway through by now. Thank you very much.
One Chevrolet Jabe has donated $1 and says herpes would be the least of your worries if you fucked my mom.
Can't really insult a guy who will insult his own mother.
Waylon 1 has donated $1 and says how much for you to rub your sore eye, get some juices, puss if you can, on your finger and then rub it into your other eye. Also, your hair looks simply amazing as usual today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My hair does look phenomenal. But no, I will not be doing $300. Thank you. $300 to share my eye juices with my other eye. Thank you very much. I can't say no to my audience. I have to instead state them a price. Let's go into what we've got today. Let's start this is like the town next door from where I grew up. It's called Fridley, Minnesota. I grew up in a town called Shoreview. Beautiful town. Amazing place to raise incredible, special, gifted children. The town next door to me has been sold to, no. The town next door to us was called Fridley. Middle to lower middle class town. Fridley, a little closer to Minneapolis. You have Fridley, Columbia Heights. It gets a little darker as you get closer to the city. But in Fridley, they're kicking some ass and taking some names. They're fighting against flock cameras, automatic license plate readers. By the way, I think they're going to you're going to see the name change coming. You're going to see the branding on flock cameras start to change, because this whole country basically loves the people who are cutting down the flock cameras. They're being treated as like Paul Bunyan, American heroes, And so they're starting to call them automatic license plate readers, ALPR, which, by the way, does nothing to fix the whole they're spying on us and storing our information. One of the things cops are doing with this stuff, not only are they getting the wrong people, not only are they fucking up, but also a lot of these cops are looking up like their exes. They're looking up women they've pulled over before by their license. They write down their license plate. And it's not just the flock cameras you have in your city. Like, let's say they have flock cameras in St. Cloud. The guy in St. Cloud can type in a license plate, and he has access to the entire world or nationwide or worldwide database for these flock cameras. He can look at anything he wants. So they'll pull over a beautiful woman, and they're like, I'm going to look up her vehicle, and I'm going to look up what I can see based on that and get her name and information and all this shit. They're looking up exes. They're trying to find out where they live. And, police officers do have a history of violent behavior, more so than the average person. And so these flock cameras, like, I don't trust them, period, but I certainly don't trust them in the hands of the people that they're entrusted to, which are our policing class, which, as we know, are not on our side. So this gentleman in Fridley decided to go up during one of these city council meetings, and it's so nice to see these city council meetings well attended. It's so nice to see standing room only, these people being mad and yelling at people and doing shit about it. It is so nice to see. So this guy is going to come up and give what a lot of people now are calling, this is from last week, one of the best city council addresses ever. And yeah, it's from a guy that we'd all usually call a fucking dork or like in a Creed cover band. But God bless him. Politics makes strange bedfellows, as they say.
I'm Daniel Hartman. I live in Ward 2 in Fridley. I've not been a resident of Fridley for as long as many of you, but like many of you, I came here to build a life, a future with my family. It's caused me to think a lot about the future, about the world we will be building for our children. I want that world to be one where we trust one another. A world where newcomers to the community are greeted with open arms and kindness. Flock is not that. Where we could be spending our money, uniting our community, and building it into something for everyone to trust in, we instead send it to unproven tech oligarchs to invade and spy on our communities. That spying is not without consequence. When the federal invaders arrived to terrorize our state in the name of scams, lawlessness, and racism...
I've got bad news, guys. If you want to fight this fight, this is the other thing I wanted to point out to you. If you want to fight this fight and win it, you're going to have to team up with liberals. I'm sorry, guys. I know that you spent most of your life hating them and they're all... We can get back to hating each other on shit that doesn't matter and arguing about shit that doesn't matter later. Don't worry. Surveillance state, data centers, flock cameras. You're going to have to unite with these people. You're going to have to listen to their ICE bullshit and go, yeah, right, yep. Just... keep in the back of your head, this is an argument for another day. Right now, you're America and the Soviet Union. You're fighting the Nazis. We got to band together. That's probably not a good example, as my audience probably wanted to go the Patton direction and unite with the Germans to fight the... Either way, it doesn't matter. We fought the wrong enemy, as Patton once said. With guys like this, if you want to win against the flock cameras and the data centers, you're going to need these people. All right. These are people who have been on the streets bitching and protesting and whining about absolutely everything for at least the past 6 years. They know the terrain, as it were, and we have a common enemy. I mean, look, they don't need to know right now that as they see what ICE is doing as like, oh my God, this is Nazi behavior, that you and I look at what ICE is doing and going, oh God, these fucking liberals. we don't need to know. This guy doesn't need to know that we want to take everybody who's overstayed a visa by 6 hours and kick their ass out of the fucking country. Like, this is not important right now. We'll drop that bomb on him later. Just like he'll drop the bomb on us that he thinks no person is illegal and all borders should be open. We'll fight that war after the flock cameras in the data centers. He doesn't need to know right now that we want this country to be 90% white.
That very network was used to track and kidnap our neighbors, as we know. Our children will look back on this moment with revulsion.
Nice word.
Nauseated by the cowardice that led us to turn our guns inward. Nauseated.
N-words. See, now he's starting to become more conservative. This is
by the squandering of our natural resources to build the data center and surveillance infrastructure. A monument to fear, voyeurism, and delusion.
Don't forget Peter Thiel. Don't forget AI. Don't forget, the tech oligarchs in the tech industry, the most important part of this.
We must not forget, this is much bigger than a few cameras spying creepily on civilians. The surveillance state cannot exist without data centers. Every second these cameras are running is another second spent sucking the life out of our planet. You keep this up, and we're staring down more than a future without privacy. We are staring down the destruction of our future in entirety.
Oh, God. See, here's the other thing. You're going to have to unite with these guys on this issue, and they're going to want to talk to you about climate change and shit. Look, again, it's going to be difficult because you're going to have to listen to a lot of bullshit. You're going to have to listen to these people whine and kvetch about everything that... Like, look at everybody looking at this guy. Like, look, they agree with him, but they're also like, all right, faggot. Like, let's... God. Like, everyone's like, God, are these going to be our new allies? Yes, these are going to be our new allies for a while.
Does it comfort you to know that when the last drop of water is drained, when the weather gets so hot that your sweat can no longer keep you alive, and when electricity is so expensive that we can no longer afford to cool our homes, there will still be cameras?
Well, that's actually a good thing, right? Because then we can't run air conditioning, and then we can't warm the climate.
Cameras pointing at the people that frighten you. If my word...
Jews? We're pointing these cameras at Jews? Why didn't you say so?
Words offend you, remember that I warned you months ago in this very room. You have had adequate time to change course and be the responsible adults
Right.
you were elected
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah, but you said it like a depraved theater kid, so we kind of ignored you and thought you were being dramatic. Just like now.
If you cannot see this situation for what it is, then you should not be anywhere near a position of power. We are better than this. Spend our money on something the community would actually benefit from. We should be enjoying our parks together and making friends, not living in fear of one another. I ask that you disarm these cameras.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
Like this is, I'm sorry guys, but this is our new brother. This is our ally now for a little while, and you know, we'll get through it. We'll be all right. We'll just this is gonna be our pal. We're gonna have to listen to him. At least for a little while. You know what I love about this? Everyone's like, yeah, this is an amazing speech. This is incredible. This is awesome. You know what happened right after this speech? The council went, all right, thank you. All in favor, say aye. Everyone went aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, the yays have it. Looks like we're building flock cameras. See you later, you pasty faggots. Like that. Great speech, kid. Amazing speech. Oh, so you changed their mind? Not in the least, not one iota. Well, you know, we did what we could. We did what we could. We fought back. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. Let's go back to these ones. DP Granny with $1 says the guy that admitted to now washing after workout on stream. You dirty cunt. Yes, I wash myself after my workouts. Didn't know I was a bad guy. Veldrain with $1 says gas station food is all right, but gas station bungee cords are amazing. Just don't leave them at the gas station before throwing a white girl off a bridge. Yeah, if we've learned anything this year, it's that white girls don't do well when you throw them off a bridge without bungee equipment. It turns out they hit the bottom and they die relatively quickly. Los Federales with $1 says, Aaron, how much for you to shave your head? But here's the twist. You get the money and you don't have to do it. And you don't do it, you have to pay the person double the price. It has to be done live on stream. The logistics of having it done live on stream, $5,000 there. If you would have said how much for me to just shave my head, I would have said $1,500. But if you want me to do it on stream, yeah, $5,000. $5,000, my man. I'm sorry. Balls Deep says flock cameras record playgrounds. Epstein helped develop it. I mean, that's what happens when you have elites that are all pedophiles. That's why they don't really prosecute, powerful pedophilic crimes. But they'll check a flock camera to see if you ran a red light. It's, their whole thing with flock cameras too is like, oh, well, we're doing it to make sure we can solve crimes. And it's like, actually what it's doing is it's overwhelming the system. And the cops are going, we don't have enough resources for the crimes to investigate the crimes that the flock cameras are catching. So we just end up dumping them, a lot of them, by the wayside. Great. $1 from DP Granny says, I agree with Aaron. Being in constant contact with dirty ends causes increased aggression. Being around blacks causes infections. Confirmed. No. I said Somalis, not. Veldrain with $1 says, I want 2 birds to be taken care of with 1 stone. A flock camera causing a Waymo to malfunction and lead police on a high-speed chase. Could be fun. Look, the opportunities are endless. I just like to see them gone before we see any of those possibilities. Ablo Pacheco says, 5,000, you cheap. I would charge 7,500, because of inflation. Hey, I take the 5. It's a win for the toe. Ablo Pacheco with $5 says, you're 100% correct. I think we can just end it there. We have a common enemy, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Thank you for the $5. Ryan the Garbage Man texting in and saying, English muffin breakfast sandwiches at Holiday is solid. You're a disgusting fucking person. That's one of the grossest things I've ever heard. A breakfast sandwich from Holiday. Look, guys, we need to establish the gas station food hierarchy right now, and I can only speak for Minnesota. At the top of the list are your travel plazas, your Loves, your Clearwater travel plazas, places like that where they have people making food. All right? That's top of the line gas station food. Down from there is your Quick Trip, and I would say Quick Trip would be next. Then your Casey's, Holiday, and what's the other one that bought Super America? Not Quick Lane. Speedway. Holiday and Speedway are your bottom of the barrel dog fuck gas station foods. All right? Remember I said this to you. Remember my words, keep them holy. That's the hierarchy of gas stations. Travel plazas on top. Quick Trip, Casey's, Holiday, Speedway. Don't sit here and go, oh, Aaron, Holiday breakfast sandwiches. You and I are on the same team. We are not on the same team if you're standing Holiday breakfast sandwiches. Aaron, haven't you eaten those Guy Fieri sandwich things they have at Holiday? Yeah, I tried them. I admit. I'm never going to try them again. So no, don't sit here and hold out your hand like, yo, bro, Holiday breakfast sandwich. Am I right? You and I are not the same. Hulk Masha Baby says, go eat a Flavortown burrito, you hypocrite. I knew that was coming. It was an experiment, like gas station heroin. Bucklebrush Jones says, what happens when flock cameras are gone and the government just gets access to ring cameras? Well, then we'll fight that battle too. You think that fighting off an intelligentsia state is going to be a one and done? You have to constantly beat the shit out of these people. Like, they don't go away easy. This is, for most of us, like, this is a lifelong battle for most people. Sparky Rose says, Casey's is way better than Quick Trip. May I throw some Casey's shade for a moment to our Minnesota audience? If I may, cause some controversy here. There is a new Casey's. And it's right off Highway 10 in a town called Clear Lake. There is a bar across the street called Shit in My Hat. That's not the name of the bar. What the fuck is that place called? In Clear Lake, right across from McDonald's, across the highway from McDonald's Meats. I keep wanting to say Hayloft. It's not the Hayloft. Eat my ass. Anyway, there's a gas station there that used to be green. I don't remember what kind it was, but it converted to a Casey's. And I've gone there 3 or 4 times to like check on it, to be like, oh, Casey's Pizza, let's see. They don't make the pizza right. A lot of the time they don't even have pizza ready. They burn the shit. I think there's absolute retards working there. I don't know. They're awful. It's a shitty, shitty place. And I need to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt and trying them. They're terrible. I don't know if it's not a real Casey's. I don't know if it's not up to snuff, whatever it is. But this new Clear Lake Casey's, it's had a couple months to get its shit together now. I stopped in there to get a slice of pizza. I don't know what it is, but it's not Casey's Pizza. And I know that like in 2019, Casey's got bought out by a private equity firm. So maybe that's part of it, but it's certainly why their pretzel bark is gone. I'm a piece of shit. But that Clear Lake Casey's is not for human consumption. Just skip it. Go to the next one.
Somebody too has donated $1 and says all good until Waymos and Tesla semi-trucks turn into the movie Maximum Overdrive.
So last night after the evening show, I'm driving to SP's. And I don't think it's an understatement to say that these Somali truck drivers make the roads incredibly less safe. I mean, dangerous. I had a Somali driver and 2 Somali 18-wheeler drivers in front of me on 94 last night. It was a harrowing situation. You got the one guy's going 67, speed limit 70 on 94. I'm in the left lane trying to pass this cunt. He's going 67. In front of him is a truck driver who is looks like he's trying to avoid running over turtles on the road. He's crossing over the center line. He's coming back over towards the shoulder. He's also driving like 67, 60, 68. And then to the right of him is another Somali truck driver, and he can't exactly figure out the whole relation between the white lines in the road. I'm watching this all happen in front of me. All I want to do is get back up to 78 miles per hour and start screaming down the interstate. I'm watching this going, I'm going to fucking die. Like usually when you're driving a car, it's just you're listening to something and you're like, all right, I'm going to get to my destination. My exit's coming up, whatever. With three Somalis in front of me. And Aaron, how do you know they're Somali? When they're doing that shit and I have a guess who it is, when I pass, I have to look. Every single one of them Somali. So I finally pass one of them on the right. I'm coming up between the other two, and now I realize, oh shit, I'm fucked because I got this 18-wheeler on the right. I'm coming up on his ass. I'm passing the guy in the car, the Somali guy in the car. I pass him on the right because they're too fucking retarded to get over. And now I just realize in trying to pass all these guys, I've just put myself in the middle of a Somali sandwich. Stop it. Don't be gay. Luckily, the 18-wheeler, so they were going near an on-ramp. And Somalis panic at on-ramps. So there was another car getting onto the interstate, and that caused the 18-wheeler to the right to slam on his brakes. Thank God nobody was behind him. But he slams on his brakes, and then the other car gets going down the road, and the 18-wheeler gets over to the right, and I can pass. It was the most nerve-wracking I've ever felt in a car in years. And it's because they're just not safe. They don't pass these tests by taking them. I'm convinced. We've seen stories of people just going through a special lane at the DMV and then just getting passed through. I'm guaranteeing that's what happens. Let's go to another one here.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $1 and says, hey you, yeah you, the chick with the dick, you want help me be against FLOK cameras? No. Well, I tried.
Yeah, we're not going to team with the trans. First of all, they don't have the numbers. Second of all, you got to remember, trans people don't care about anything but trans issues, and they never shut the fuck up about them. It's like me and Jews.
Millionaire 3 has donated $1 and says they have new versions of flock cameras that can read basically anything that puts out a signal, including your tire pressure in your car, your phone, everything.
That's the ones I'm talking about. They read anything that's available in view of the camera. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Los Federales.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says, speaking of gas stations, link 3R Silao, SI equals UWI4 Dan 3 my 8CL3OB.
Labglass says, you sure do bitch and moan a lot. You know what shuts me up? 10 gifted memberships. That's what keeps me from bitching. Tim Finman says, I bet you loved being the filling of a Somali sandwich. No, I didn't enjoy it. Not in the least. It was not fun. Some of these I can't read. I really shouldn't bring up stories like this. Because this is all, apparently a lot of you have a lot more road rage than I thought I had a shitload of road rage. Let's find one we can read. Tim the Toolman Taylor says, I was cut off by a white guy in a semi last Thursday. Fucker made me dump everything in my back seat from braking so hard. He absolutely had to go 68 and a 70 while passing a guy doing 65. Yeah, you don't belong. You shouldn't be in the left lane unless you're going over the speed limit. If you're under the speed limit, you can wait. Sidney Falco says, hey, let us allow the U.S. government to spy on all our communications and use that to rig elections, but draw the line at them watching us mow our lawn like a fat-ass ape with no shirt on. America. Labglass says, oh, yeah, it's definitely worth 10 subs. All right, fine. 5. Carp Slayer says, I've been saying all cops are bastards for years, but no. I've been saying defund the police for years, but no. Suck on it. That's where lefties and I are going to, like, we're going to, and you, and we're all going to end up breaking from each other when they realize that we're on the same side as them, but only because we're further to the right of the people they hate. Like, when they're like, when lefties are like, we hate the Israelis and these Jews are corrupting everything. We're like, yeah, we're on your side. And they're like, yeah, now love for everybody. It's like, I don't ever want to see a fucking Muslim or trans person again ever in my life. And they're like, oh shit, what did we do? You're like, that's right, bitch. They're like, oh man, I'm so glad that you agree that Israel's committing a genocide. Yeah, I'm so glad we stopped that together. Yeah, me too. What do you guys want to do next? Either ban trans people from polite society or kick out every fucking Muslim that's here. And they're like, whoa, I thought you were my friend. What, you want to do something different? I thought we were on the same team. What happened? But you're completely incorrigible and prejudiced. But you're saying that in a downward inflection. I'm confused. Somebody too
has donated $1 and says, well, I mean, they are Somalian, they don't know English, give them a break. Aaron, I mean, you don't have best track record with your trailer hookup skills and side-swiping parked vehicles, you wigger.
The lady at U-Haul hooked up that trailer. I did not hook up that trailer for the last time. That was not my fault. Side-swiping parked cars is because I was texting. Stop it.
Hulkamashivabi has donated $1 and says Somalis wouldn't put you in the middle of their sandwich. They don't eat pork.
Thank you, Hulkamash. It's good to be reassured that I'm safe.
Coltrane84 has donated $1 and says that dude at the town meeting definitely called his neighbors in during COVID because they had a few too many people at their home.
For sure, 100. I agree with you totally. That guy was a rat during COVID.
Trucker 18-wheeler has donated $1 and says they've had all this technology in way stations, but nobody wants to hear the warnings from truckers. We try warning the general public about a lot of things, but everyone says we're stupid.
Because you guys fucking dress like trannies and take Hummers from He-She's and you do gas station heroin. Like, I'm sorry, it's not crazy to take you guys with a grain of salt. And you guys take the smelliest shits known to man. You can't go into a bathroom after a trucker's been in there. You guys reek of something different. You smell like farm animals. So yeah, maybe clean yourselves up, stop wearing dresses, and stop taking Hummers from trannies. And maybe we'd be willing, talk with a bit of a British affect to your voice, and then maybe we'll heed your warnings. Until then, stop blowing your loads into some lot lizard's mouth, and we'll hear what you have to say about the surveillance state. Sorry.
383 Novocaine has donated $1 and says we are living the movie Eagle Eye in real life.
We only quote good movies on this show. I'm sorry.
Rob1014785 has donated $1 and says I'm not fucking shaking hands with people who celebrate a man's death for the wrong idea.
I'm not fucking shaking hands with people who celebrate a man's death for the wrong idea. Are you talking about Charlie Kirk? Oh. Well, what if they inadvertently help fight back against the people who killed him?
Whalen1 has donated $1 and says we've got a blue wave going here. I wanted to participate. Gosh, I love your hair.
I would, hey, look, man, I appreciate all the donos. It's very, very nice. I would appreciate those ones turning into 5s, 10s, and gifted memberships, but beggars can't be choosers. And I certainly am a filthy beggar. All right, let's take a look at this one that Los Federales sent us. Here we go. We'll bring Johnny in a little bit here. Johnny, get pumped. Johnny, get excited. When I go to you, you're going to be excited to do the show today.
And Gardner, and no matter how hard I try, there's nothing I could do to move this Sinclair dinosaur.
It's because you're a pussy. It's because you don't lift, bro.
For one, its feet are bolted into the ground, and for two, it weighs close to 300 pounds. But that didn't stop a group of individuals from doing just that on Sunday evening.
It was funny to think that our dinosaur was sitting up in the canyon up there.
A prehistoric discovery was made by drivers near Yellowstone National Park Monday morning when they noticed this Sinclair dinosaur had somehow ended up looking over Yankee Jim Canyon.
I just was shocked.
Visitors and employees alike found the prank amusing, with those involved bolting the dinosaur to the rocks and making sure no damage was done in the process.
We're trying to figure out who did it. It's got to be someone local through here.
A theft that's become...
Why? Why does it have to be? It doesn't have to be someone local. Any asshole could have drove up there. It's Yellowstone. It's kind of a hot vacation spot, but all right.
Popular in Montana. Last October, one was taken to the M overlooking Bozeman, and back in 2022, the Billings one was damaged after being stolen multiple times. But in this case, it remains a fun prank. The dinosaur has been rescued and will be returned to its spot in the lot soon.
Thank you for sending that in. And I know we were talking about gas stations and shit, so that it kind of fits. I really got nothing for that. I usually have something for everything. I really just didn't give a fuck about that. That's one of those stories I call a That's a standalone story. Like, there's a lot of things we'll do on this show because it can create a conversation. We can talk about it. I skip stories like that, and I'll explain why. The reason why is because when you play a story like that, it's like there's no further discussion warranted. A bunch of assholes took a dinosaur and bolted it to some rocks. Okay. Anything we try to do on the show with that is just forced and dreadful and awful. Yeah, Chips and Diff says, what a delightful story. Thank you. Right, that's what I'm trying to say. What a delightful story. What a delightful story. Thank you. Are we having fights in the... Yep, okay. Sam Show's in a fight today. Look, you guys may disagree. I like a good Sam Show fight in the chat. Ablo Pacheco says there's a difference between having a common enemy and all of us singing Kumbaya. We link up, take out the flock camera, and then resume to fighting each other. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So what are Sam Show and Sidney Falco fighting about? I'm going to guess it's something massively overblown and not important at all. Oh my God, it's been going on like all morning. You guys have been fighting each other for a long time. Sidney Falco says, Sam Show, they need to live analytics to determine when they push the lies too far against public sentiment, genius. Oh, don't sarcastically insult Sam Show. It's not. Oh, boy. Sam Show says, Sidney Falco, no, they don't. What the fuck are you going to do about it when they lie? Jack shit, Goyam. Oh, boy. Well, that's a point of no return. Sidney Falco says, sure, genius. I don't need to elaborate my point to a knuckle-dragging ape. Well, here we fucking go. And by the way, if you know Sam Show, you know that Sam Show loves to back down and move on to a new topic. He says, Sidney Falco, never understand why people think it requires some elaborate plot to just change the count by typing on a keyboard. Now, there's really no reason to fight after that, but they did. Sam Show says, Sidney, no idea why you're so fucking hostile. Women aren't even this bitchy. Again, all of this is going to lead to a really productive conversation. Sidney Falco says, Sam Show, Obama and Cambridge Analytics proves you're an idiot on this topic. Sam Show says, okay, you clearly care more about this than anyone should. It's so childish. Sam Show, sure, bud, I care so much. That's why I'm mocking you idiots like you care about flock cameras and data centers. It's totally not a virtue signaling group effect you're all rioting. Sam Show says, Sidney Falco, look at all that. You're as aggro as a Okay, there we go. We're there now. Sidney Falco says, Sam Show, you've lost the plot, bud. Oh, Sidney, he lost the plot a long time ago. Sam Show says, you're losing your fucking shit because I disagreed with you. Again, this is all just going to go so well. Sidney Falco says, no, I'm not losing my shit. I'm rightfully calling you an idiot because you made an idiot out of yourself. But if pretending I'm losing my shit helps you save face like a turd, have at it. Sam Show writes, fucking rattled. Take your cope sip. Yeah, this is really productive. This is really going great. Sidney Falco says, this is too much attention. I just like to see what my audience, before I move on to the next topic, I like to see what my audience is up to. And in this case, you're all just yelling at each other. For what reason? I don't know. Here's what I say. Hit the thumbs up button, hit like. Let's do big like numbers today. We did big viewership numbers yesterday. Lots of thumbs up. We won last night. We took a $120 L yesterday morning. That sucks. Let's get on it today. Let's chip in our membership, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. I appreciate you guys. Show us a little love back. Here's Los Federales with a 5.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $5 and says, fine, here's something to discuss. Sorry that Dino the fuck Sam Show gas station dinosaur didn't do it for you.
It's not that it didn't do it for me. Thank you for the link. I appreciate that. It's just that there's nowhere for me to go with it. There's nothing really to talk about. It's a gay dinosaur on a rock. That's all. All right, let's see what you brought us here. This is, I thought it was something else. Turns out it's giving birth. Poe, an incident in Vietnam. May the child and mother all be healthy. Why? I don't want to watch a live birth, dude. What are you doing? Can we just do a show, please? Oh, it's an animal giving. Oh, okay. No, I'm good. No. Los Federales, what the fuck did that have to do with anything? Thank you very much. I appreciate the $5. Thanks for your support of the show. Aaron, don't get in a bad mood and think that today's going to be a failure just because that happened. All right. Let's bring Johnny in here and get ready to go. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You're going to be fantastic today. We're going to have a successful day. Everything's going to be great. Guys, go ahead and prove us right. And we're going to have ourselves a nice, successful steel toe today. We're pushing 600 already at the end of the first hour. We appreciate that. We had a big day yesterday. Let's keep that vibe going. Hit thumbs up, hit share, and let's go. All right, we got a couple more Minnesota stories. We got 2 more Minnesota stories, and then we get to go to Poland today. We get to visit Johnny's people.
I don't know these.
The last line of defense in Europe, actually.
What, really? We're screwed.
Yeah.
If Poland's your hope, you're fucked.
Poland, Romania, Hungary. That's it. Like the old Eastern Bloc countries are like the last. They're the ones saying, yeah, no, we're not taking any migrants in. We're done. Like we don't want any part of this. This is going to be a nightmare for us. And actually, this is not unprecedented historically. Hungary, Romania, Poland, they fought against the Ottoman Empire and the Islamic invasion of Eastern Europe for a long time. Poland, Lithuania had a good Teutonic presence in some of the Crusades. I mean, there's a little bit of a history of Eastern Europe fighting back against the invading hordes, if you will. So,
okay, so we have some hope.
Yeah, in recent history, I get it. They got the living shit trounced out of them by the Nazis. The Soviets fucked them in the ass for the next 50 years after that. But
yeah,
they have a rich history of fighting back against invaders. And we'll get to all that in a little bit. Tim Finman, thank you.
Tim Finman has donated $1 and says a Johnny Buck.
A Johnny Buck.
Thank you.
We need a lot of Johnny Bucks to avoid yesterday, please, and thank you.
Like 10 or 20 more of those come in the next couple months.
How about 500 of them?
I'll take
nice. By the way, overtime if we can clear yesterday's miss. All right, let's get into what's going on in Minneapolis. The North Loop it's funny that they're reporting this like the North Loop of Minneapolis is getting a data center. I don't know if any of these people have been watching the news the last 6 years, but one thing the people of Minneapolis, especially the northern part, like to do is rabble-rouse, protest, and cause trouble. And if you're going to say, hey, we're putting a data center up in George Floydville, good luck.
Have fun with that. I want to watch this happen.
I mean, the Target Center on Sunday was ground zero for protest because Sophie Cunningham said that biological men shouldn't play against women in sports. So one thing they love to do in Minneapolis is protest and yell and scream and fight back against shit. Again, I told you guys earlier today, I'll tell you again, we're going to have to ally with some weirdos if we're going to beat back these data centers and flock cameras, all right? It's going to be a lot of George Floyd protesters. It's going to be a lot of, anti-Sophie Cunningham types. We're just going to have to forget that for a little while and band together against our common enemy. These are how revolutions are won. North Loop of Minneapolis getting a data center. Let's see how that goes.
Throw the camera up.
Center is coming to the North Loop of Minneapolis.
Yeah, business leaders see it as a potential fix to downtown's vacancy problem. Opponents see it as a risky use of resources. As Fox 9's Emily Pofall reports, it's going in the Star Tribune's now closed printing facility.
Ooh, what a sign of the times. That's actually kind of an extra blow. Is that the old newspaper printer? Like if
is
you want,
now going to be the data center.
If you want to talk about technology changing the world and industries dying and being reborn, here you have a place where they used to print the newspaper every day. That's being shut down, and a shitty data center is going in its place. This is a great time to stop and ask, is all progress good?
Probably not at the way it's going now.
Like, if we could stop technological advancement and keep newspapers, and that means that all the data centers don't get built, I was fine in the newspaper. I grew up in the newspaper era. I'm fine with newspapers.
There are worse things, but would that mean then the dissolution of the internet?
Let me ask you something. I thought about this the other day. I can't remember what I was listening to. Oh, I was listening to some shit about the Tate brothers and what disgusting pieces of shit they are. And I was thinking to myself, what's the worst invention in history? Because the whole Tate thing centers around OnlyFans and stuff. And I was like, what's the worst invention in human history? And I'll be honest with you, I think it might be the computer.
The computer. I thought you were going to say the internet. The computer is the worst invention.
Well, yeah, because without the computer, there's no internet. I'm going to the root. Forget the fruit. I'm talking about the root. We got along without computers just fine. And I'm not talking about like the big taking up a whole room, fucking, IBM, that kind of computer. I'm talking about personal use, internet, all of that. Worst invention ever. How has it benefited us?
It's a mixed question. I'd say it's allowed us to develop more technology, but again, that might be things that you're against, but it's allowed us to streamline our life in a lot of ways.
Okay.
I would agree that it leads to the internet, though. I agree with you. It leads to the internet, and the internet has had more of a net negative because
social
people
media,
retain less information, privacy's disappeared, socialization has disappeared.
You can go ahead and say it. The internet's a psyop. It is. The internet's a psyop to demoralize people, make them more suicidal, make them feel less worthy, make them consume more, make them unhealthy. The internet has not been a friend to the people. And the worst thing is it's convinced people that it's made them more connected, when in reality it's made them more isolated, because a lot of people who didn't socialize before, the only thing they're doing is going into closed off spaces where they're never challenged and everything is the way they want it to be. So in reality, under the guise of being more social, you're shutting yourself off more than ever before.
You're becoming more antisocial.
You can order your groceries, so you don't have to go to the grocery store and meet people. You don't go to city community events, anything like that. People watch church on their computer and shit like that.
That's true.
And then there's, of course, social media, which I'm sorry, but kids weren't offing themselves at the rate they were before social media. So the invention of the computer has killed children, not to mention the weapons systems it's allowed to have developed that Israel currently uses to wipe out entire populations. That's made war more deadly.
I completely agree with you. I'm just hypocritically, I'm also a huge gamer nerd. So you're kind of like attacking a thing of mine.
I am.
I'm agreeing with your points. I don't have a way to argue against your points.
I would give back Medieval 2 Total War if it meant that less teenagers kill themselves.
This is the sacrifice I make for the world.
Yeah. Right, hey, a few thousand less teens will hang themselves. You know what? I don't think I need to play Bannerlord anymore. You know what I mean? Like everything the computer's given us are creature comforts. And every negative the computer's given us is death and isolation. Like the positives are I can pay my electric bill without leaving my house. The bad news is a lot more people die and get clinically depressed.
Well, just the further technology goes, the more we're inventing solutions for creature comforts, like the Roomba, the lawnmowers that mow your lawn for you and shit. Like it's not like, like if you want your life, we got to go back to like the 1960s, 1970s, where it's like we had this level of technology, and after that we didn't go any further. Then you'd have very little in the way of creature comfort, Matt.
You know what era I want? Here's the era I want, and we can stop here. Refrigerators, freezers, gas-powered lawnmowers, and automatic transmissions. You give me
that's not so much creature comfort as idiot-proofing stuff. I'm for it.
Thank you.
It's fine.
And then we stop at the computer.
We stop at the computer.
So
do we get the Texas 83 like calculator, or do I got to actually learn math now?
Yeah, no, we still got calculators. Calculators. Calculators are good too. But we're not going to be like, you want to go connect with people, go to the grocery store. Because like, what else has the computer done? You don't have to go to the grocery store anymore. You don't have to go to restaurants. You don't have to go meet people. You don't have to go talk to people.
But without the computer, how does Amazon and PayPal and all these other programs get so big that you get billionaires and trillionaires like Elon Musk?
Can I answer that in the affirmative?
Yeah.
You
Go for it.
don't. You don't. You don't. Baseball was good. Football was solid. All of these things were good. You know what? I'm going to say something wildly irresponsible that's probably demonstratively not true, but I'm just going to say it just to see if people will argue it. If we don't have computers, no AIDS.
I'm going to say no on that one.
And by the way, we got here from data centers. Oh, also, if we don't create computers, no flock cameras, no data centers.
Well, those two are probably true. Yeah, I wouldn't need either of those either.
Psychosis says, so you want to go back to pre-1985?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
No. Pre-1975. You know what? I want to go back to Kennedy's second to the last day of the presidency and redo it from there.
That's a lot of tech we're dropping.
Dude, I don't have any Reagan. I don't have any amnesty.
Well,
Nothing.
I don't know if computers and tech would affect Reagan.
We're not going to get Reagan because we're not going to kill Kennedy. So we're not going to get a George H.W. Bush. We'll work on it. What I'm saying is we'll work on it. I had a thought in the car one Sunday or yesterday. I can't remember which one. I think the computer might be the worst invention ever.
I don't necessarily agree with you, but the points you're making, you're accurate. I don't know what invention I could think of is worse than that. I mean, if you want to be a fucking woke ass pussy, you can say guns. Oh, guns they've killed so many people. But
you know what?
What?
Maybe guns too. Well, dynamite, you can't build a lot of railroads and shit.
Right.
I think dynamite's a plus. Guns are not, I would say guns, like they're fun. I like guns. I support people's right to own guns.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, passing things that take away people's rights is a lot fucking harder if people got to come to your house and spear you to death. You know? It's a lot harder to create world conquest when you got to go and fucking put an African on a spike.
I need people to respect my identity, but I just don't want to bother spearing everybody in school. It's
exactly.
And I'm going to run out of spears.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $1 and says, how about a compromise? Keep the internet but ban abortions. It'll balance itself out.
How does
that balance itself out?
Yeah, I don't understand where the balance is there. Explain it to us. Like I'm 5.
Trucker 18-wheeler has donated $1 and says, I say the TV was worse because it was before the PC.
Eat a dick. TV rules. Movies are awesome. All of those were great. We're going to keep those, and we're just going to ban computers. Personal computers. Well, then only the government has computers.
Right?
I'm gonna have
That's
to work.
where I'm with guns. Like, I want people to have guns because the government has guns.
I got to work on this. Yeah, I got to work on it.
We got to workshop it.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says the worst thing ever created / invented by humans is religion. There's no debate on this.
Well, I know one religion at least that wasn't started by men.
I think that's kind of the point he's making.
But like, he's like, oh, humans, the worst thing ever invented by humans is religion. Well, Jesus Christ wasn't human. And he invented Christianity. He made Peter the head of his church. We kind of didn't have a choice on that one. God comes to earth in human form and then sacrifices himself and raises from the dead and all that. I mean, you really, what are you going to do? Say thanks, but no thanks? What are you, Jewish?
See, but again, these things all require belief. So every religion believes it's ordained. You know, some people believe that God spoke to one guy and made that guy his prophet, and that guy told them all the rules on everything.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I got an easy solution to that one. That guy's an asshole. God, why don't you just throw a hanging curveball?
I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
You know, when you put it that way, that guy's just a dick. Yeah,
that guy's a dick. here's where I got to roll with Jesus. All those people saw him. All those guys followed him around. They've all been written about by like secular Roman historians, Pliny the Younger, Tacitus, all these people. They wrote about Jesus. They wrote about his disciples. It's documented. It's proven that Nero had Peter executed. This is a historical event. And all of these apostles, except with the exception of John, died horrific deaths. And they all took to the grave while they were being speared, quartered, sliced into pieces, crucified upside down. It all could have stopped if they would have said, Jesus never rose from the dead. I never saw him resurrected after his death. I didn't travel around with him after he rose from the dead. Never happened. And they would have ended the whole thing. They took the crucifixions. They took the drawn quarterings. They took they took all of it, ripped apart, speared to death, and never took it back. I'm sorry. That can't be a lie. Like, I'm a history guy, and as I study, like, forget religion, don't forget the Bible, but like, forget the Bible. Just historically, just the secular sources that we have. Nobody dies for bullshit like that.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you. Nobody's going to perpetrate a lie under those circumstances, but again, it's a thing of, like you said, you have to take it on faith.
Once they start turning you upside down and they bring out those big nails and go, we're going to put you on this cross. And he goes, no. And not only did Peter not take back his time with Jesus and the resurrection and everything else, Peter said, not only fucking crucify me, but I don't deserve to go out the way Jesus did. Fucking crucify me upside down, you chicken shits. And they did. Like, and again, that's historically documented. Nero ordered that. Like, if I'm bullshitting about something and someone goes, we're going to nail your hands and feet to a tree and we're going to hang you there until you die of exposure, you'd be like, I was just fucking around, you guys. Chop my head off, please. It'll be a lot quicker, a lot easier. I never saw the guy. Like, even if I was telling the truth, I might still take it back.
Okay.
To get it that way. So for these guys to be like, not only am I telling the truth, not only is this guy going to give me everlasting life, not only is this guy my savior, fucking turn the crucifix upside down, you fucking pussy, be a man. Like Peter's fucking yelling at his executioners to like flip him upside down, you cunt.
Throw that cross into a nosedive, Nero.
When you meet me in my crucifixion, Nero, then you will be close to parts unknown. Yeah, I like Peter as the ultimate warrior. Take that crucifix into a nosedive, Nero. As you, Nero, draw closer to crucifixion. It's better than Peter being a bushwhacker, is what I'm trying to say.
It's more exciting.
Veldrain with $1, thank you.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $1 and says, well, you see, for every sensitive pussy that kills themselves over what they see online, a baby that wasn't vacuumed out of some dumb cunt can take that wimpy kid's place. You see, balance.
Okay. Los Federales with $5 says, take two. This is what gas station drugs do to you. All right, we'll take a look. Professor Tie-Dye with $1 says, I realized it's easier to believe Aaron is gay over Johnny being gay because being a fruit and part vegetable is too much work for Johnny, as I always say horrible things to Johnny out of love.
He's not wrong.
Do you feel love?
Exhausting. I feel incredibly loved. That's kind of support I don't get in my life.
That's all that matters. Veldrain with $1 says, if newspapers completely go away, what will the Amish wipe their ass with? Hopefully the Torah. I meant the Talmud, not the Torah. I meant the Talmud. $1 from DP Granny says, you know what they say, to make a mistake is being human, but if you really want to fuck things up, you give McBuster a computer, you cunt. McBuster catching strays?
I don't know what he did to deserve that.
We got the ban abortions balance itself out. $1 from Trucker 18-Wheeler says, I say the TV was worse because it was before the PC. I think we did that one. I apologize.
Yeah, we did.
Veldrain, we did that. Los Federales with $1. Thank you.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says, so you say Jesus wasn't human, but yet we are all created in his image, yet we eat his flesh and drink his blood. In theory, he is us and we are him. You make no sense, Imhold.
Slim with the tilted brim. What's my motherfucking name? No, he is within us. We are created in God's image, but that doesn't make us God. Like, I'm made from my dad's genetics. I'm not my dad.
And I hate to defend you as a not officially religious person. You weren't saying that like, oh, he's not human and we're totally different from him. You're saying simply that he was more than human. He died. He came back. There was more to God than your average bear. And he was therefore above.
That is a great way to put it. God was not your average bear.
Not your average bear.
Hey, Jesus, let's go save some humans today. Hey, Jesus, what do you say we go up on that cross there and get crucified? God is Yogi Bear. Hits different.
You want to find some sinners, boo-boo?
Hey, Jesus, why don't you take those loaves of fish, or those loaves of fish? Hey, Jesus, why don't you take those 2 fish and those 5 loaves of bread and feed these thousands of people? Jesus was stealing picnic baskets. What the fuck's going on?
That's what he was doing.
Yeah. No, and also, fuck you, you're like, as a non-religious person, blah, blah, blah. We talked about this yesterday. The only reason you're even allowed to be a non-religious person is because of Christ.
Right, but I'm simply saying I don't belong to any established religion. I'm not here to advocate for one, but I was defending your point because I understood what you were saying. And so I don't want people to be like, "Oh, well, Johnny, you're this." I don't want people taking what I say as some sort of proclamation about religion, because there's a high likelihood I'm getting it wrong.
If Ryan the Garbage Man says, if Peter is the ultimate warrior, Paul has to be Rowdy Roddy Piper. I love it. Yeah. Letter from St. Paul to the Corinthians. Just when you think you have the answers, I change the questions. You Corinthians are throwing rocks at a guy who's holding a machine gun. Who's Ric Flair? Gotta be John, right?
I mean, you're the expert here. I'll go with your judgment. Let's go with John.
I think John's got to be the nature boy. Whoa! If you don't eat the flesh of the Son of God and drink his blood, whoa, you have no life in you, Jack. I don't know who Dusty would be. Maybe Dusty's John. Let's see. Hold on. Well, you see, baby, your ancestors ate manna in the desert and still they died, baby. They expired, if you will. But my flesh is true food, baby. And my blood is true drink, if you will. And when you go to the pay window, Daddy, you's going to the pay window with the blood and the flesh of man. And amen, amen, I say to you, when you got that flesh and that blood in you, baby, you got eternal life, and I will raise you up on the last day, if you will. Yeah, Dusty's definitely John. He's got to be.
Switch it to pray window and it's perfect.
Go to the pray window, baby, with your boy Jesus. Yeah, you got to have a guy with a lisp say Jesus. All right, Chevrolet JB with $1. Thank you.
One Chevrolet Jabe has donated $1 and says, Aaron, by looking at your growing waist, you are definitely trying to fill your father's pants.
That's mean on multiple levels, you piece of shit. 255 away from today. So here's what I say. In the next hour and change, $50. If we can't do that, we should fold it up and quit. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Rumble Rants, and gifted memberships. 71 memberships away from 700. Let's do it today, guys. Hit like, hit thumbs up. We've got over 600 of you checking out the show already. Let's make a go of it today. Let's have a great show and make enough money to call it a win. I don't want to add to our under anymore. All right, this is from Los Federales. Then we'll get back into the data center thing. He's just sending in shit that doesn't apply to what we're talking about today. But, you know, if you're going to be generous, people who give money run the show. It's not Rumble Link Friday. I have to reiterate that, but thank you, Los.
top 3 fentanyl folds of all time.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with what we're talking
tweaker
about.
Yoga. This man is twisted up like a pretzel. I couldn't physically get into this position even if you offered me an absurd...
I'm not going to watch a guy in a fucking green mask. I'm sorry. I'm not watching a guy in a fucking green mask. What the fuck are we doing, Los? It's like, how do you watch the show we're doing and go, hey, Aaron, how about this? And it's like, well, you understand that just like kills the entire, like whatever momentum we were building or whatever thing we were doing. Now I have to restart it. And I appreciate it, but now you owe us $100. Ablo Pacheco says, how did Los get ahead of my... I don't fucking know, guys. It's not Rumble Link Friday. Quit asking me to keep track of all this shit. I don't know what your fucking picture is. I don't know. Should I go on Twitter? Should I go do this? You guys are going to leave us short by like $150 today. We're going to have a record L. And now you're like, you didn't play this. You didn't play this. Motherfucker, nigger, it ain't Rumble Friday. That's right. I had used the N-word out of frustration. All right. I don't see a picture. I'm moving the fuck on. Hit like, hit follow, give us lots of money. All right. Data center coming to the North Loop of Minneapolis. Let me try to get this show back on track. You know that funny thing we just did with like the Bible and wrestling and all that?
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. I really hope that we can get back on track. This is what I get for trying to be nice. Like, this show is more inclusive of its audience than any other one, and you just get no respect or appreciation for it. Like, it's like being a parent. It's a thankless job. You help, you go out of your way to include them, and then they go, but you didn't, but the thing. I promise you I have a better show plan today than your green guy in a mask showing homeless people on fentanyl. Again, it's like the lady giving birth on a motorcycle. What the fuck does that have to do with what we're talking about? Ever. The Sinclair dinosaur. I'm sorry, but I can't do anything with that. It's a shitty story.
Bunch of stoners moved a giant fiberglass dinosaur and bolted it to a rock cliff face. Done.
All of this while we make no money in the mornings. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue on. Data center in the North Loop of Minneapolis. That was cathartic for me. I needed that.
The building's been empty here since the paper stopped.
I'm going to get out of the chat for an extended period of time here.
Last year, a Virginia-based data center developer has plans to move in. Now it's all part of this data center boom that we're seeing because of a surge in AI. And it's something.
And by the way, this isn't an accident. Like, people have been using AI for years now. This is not because we're making thumbnails. This is not because people are making music on Suno. It's much bigger than that. The Trump administration said from day one, we're going to be the AI leaders. We're going to be the AI kings. And they've let Peter Thiel and all these other guys run roughshod over the United States. What's the fat fuck from Fish Tank? Or not Fish Tank. Shark Bait. What the fuck is that?
You mean Mark Cuban?
No, the other cunt. O'Leary. What's that?
Oh,
What's that show called? Shark Tank?
I think that one's called Shark Tank.
Because there's Fish Tank Live. That's Sam Hyde's thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking of Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. Okay. Kevin O'Leary is trying to build that giant data center in Utah. I hope somebody bombs it. Trump opened the doors to this. People have this weird thing. They're like, yeah, a bunch of retards making Suno songs is causing all these data centers. No. It's the massive surveillance state
that they're building in it.
Right, that's causing all these data centers. Believe me, the computer infrastructure we have now can handle every Chinaman in Beijing making a fucking Suno song about the egg roll they just ate. Like that, we can handle that. What we can't handle is hundreds of thousands of AI tracking cameras set up all over the country and storing everybody's data from their emails to their license plates to their phones every waking moment of every day. It's the tech surveillance state that's causing this problem, not your thumbnails.
That the Minneapolis Downtown Council CEO says he hopes the city can capitalize on. As the data center boom brings backlash from communities around the metro, this North Loop neighborhood is the latest to join the conversation.
We have to get things right here.
A data center.
I love how it's a conversation. It's like, no, it's not a conversation. It's a shitload of people who hate your guts yelling at you.
Imply that, like, you know, as a conversation, there's a give and take. Half of you guys are going to have one point or another, and you guys can work it out. It sounds a lot more like it's an argument. A bunch of people saying, we don't want this, and a few of you guys going too fucking bad.
Right.
And you build it anyway.
Guys, the check's already cleared. We have to make this thing go. Like, there's two opinions on this from the people. Like, unless you're benefiting directly monetarily from the data center, the two opinions on this are not even yes, no. The two opinions of this are no, and I don't give a shit. Like, there's nobody who's coming to these things going like, data centers are so fucking Chad. I love them. They're great. Let's build them. It's either people showing up and going, I will fucking drone bomb this cunt. I fucking hate these things. They're evil. They're terrible. They're part of the surveillance state. And then there's people who stay home and go, I don't even know what a fucking data center is. I don't care. Like,
was it one of those stupid places where they're going to keep all my data? China's already got any, but anyway, fuck it.
Yeah, there's nobody who's like for them and excited. It's like the Iran war. Anytime you meet someone who's like, actually, we've been at war with Iran for 47 years and they're about to get a nuke. It's like, you're not a real person. Like, you're a hologram. There's no way you fucking exist.
You're an invented talking point. What the hell?
How are you breathing? How are you consuming food, energy, water, oxygen? You're a computer.
Is slated for the Star Tribune's shuttered printing facility. The nearly 600,000 square foot site is in City Councilman Michael Rainville's.
Think about how much life has changed. This entire building was packed with hundreds of people running printers.
Used to be, yeah. A lot of jobs right there that went out the window.
Dude. And that day, so look at this building, this whole campus area. They literally had to build apartments around the building because people needed a place to live close to work. Extremely convenient place to be. They're going to tear this down. Probably over 1,000 people worked in this building at one time.
Yeah, when it was in its peak, yeah.
Yeah. When this data center is built, how many individuals will be employed there? 12?
I was going to say, if you think of anything over 50, you're overestimating.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need, most of the stuff handles itself. You need people there for when shit goes wrong, and that's one or two tops in a lot of cases. You don't need a lot of people to keep that thing running.
Right. Janitors, technicians, managers. That's about it.
You need a lot of people to build it and set it up. Then it's relatively self-sustaining.
Remember the sound that was made? Remember when Will Smith walked into the MIB place to take his test and you just heard the sound of that big fan going off?
Yeah.
I assume that's what walking into a data center would feel like.
Quite essentially, yeah. It's going to be always chilly air, and you're going to hear the AC running at all times because those things generate a lot of heat. So, but don't worry, you're right next to a river, so I'm sure we won't pollute our water quality or anything else.
Yeah, everything will be
using
fine.
that stuff as a cooling system.
Right, exactly. You're not being sarcastic at all.
No, not even a little.
They're here already, and they're part of our economy, which will lower the tax base for every renter and homeowner and small business owner in this city, which are getting crushed right now.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh, yeah, it's totally going to do that. That always happens. You know, every time, Ronald Reagan told us that. You know, if we give these rich cocksuckers a giant tax cut, it'll trickle down to you. How'd that work out? How's our share of the wealth going? How's our income distribution going?
Not as well as I thought. The greatest wealth inequality gap that we've seen in American history.
In American history, yeah. So it didn't. That's such a I can't believe that boomers got sold trickle down. I mean, think about it. Hey, here's your choices. We could just go to you, the consumer, and just directly give you more of your money back, and then you'll buy shit with it, and then it'll work its way up to the people at the top because you need to buy shit.
Right.
Or here's a better idea, taxpayer. Why don't I just give it to that billionaire you were going to end up giving it to anyway by buying their products and stimulating the economy? And then maybe someday he'll invent some shit that maybe you'll work at the factory for. And then it trickles down. What? How did we buy trickle down?
I don't know, because basically it's saying like, hey, how about I give the money to the same guy that it was going to end up with if I gave it to you? But in this scenario, you just don't have any food.
Right? It's just, hey, why don't I just give it to the super rich billionaire guy? All your shit will get more expensive, but you'll have to pay for it with the same amount of money. Yeah, that doesn't sound like too good of a deal for me. It's like the guy in Fargo. That doesn't sound like too good of a deal for him. So it's like they convinced the working class person that don't let us give you more money. That would be fucking retarded. Let us give this guy who doesn't need any more money, and then maybe someday he'll share some with you. But by the way, again, the uber greed of trickle-down economics, these cocksuckers were going to get the money anyway.
Right, because you buy the stuff, they own the companies.
We were going to give you that money. We were going to buy, superfluous things like food. And you were going to get it. We were going to buy televisions and air conditioners and refrigerators. And you were going to get all of our money still. That wasn't enough.
Hopes the data center.
You know what? I take it back. Worst invention of all time. Trickle-down economics.
But hey, if we build these data centers, it'll totally help us lower your property taxes. You know what city governments and state governments do when they have too much money that they take in?
Yeah.
They start going, wait, we better give some of this back to you, the citizen, and we better start lowering the taxes we take in. We're not at all just going to spend this surplus and keep taking more money.
The only time I've ever seen my property taxes go down and I got a check in the mail is when the housing market would have a bottoming out. And you didn't have to pay as much property tax because your house was worth less. That's the only time I've ever seen property taxes go down. And the entire time it happens, the city goes, no.
Right, but he says if we build the data centers, you guys' property taxes will go down.
Yeah.
So either your houses are going to be worth less around this fucking thing, or they're just going to take all that money.
And what's funny is it's not true, because do you know what happens when these giant, like, it doesn't matter what it is, data center, industrial plant, whatever, when a big fucking thing comes into a city, do you know what they get from the city?
Tax breaks.
Yeah, property tax abatements. They literally don't make them pay property taxes for a certain amount of time. There was a place in Litchfield, Minnesota called Minnesota Rubber. It's still there. And they were going to make this big expansion. And they were looking for a property tax abatement on the new facility they were building. And the city of Litchfield, or Meeker County, whoever did the property tax, I think it's Meeker County, they said, all right, we'll give you the property tax abatement, but you have to add this many jobs in this amount of time, or you have to give back the property tax abatement and pay full property taxes. They filled like 10 to 20% of the jobs they were supposed to in that time frame. And you know what the county did?
Took back the property taxes.
Not a fucking chance, my friend. They went, shit, you know what? Close enough. And that's in Litchfield, Minnesota, for a rubber company. What do you think?
Yeah, no, we're getting fucked over with this thing.
Oh, hard, right? And you know where? Right in the old Keister.
Move property tax burden off of homeowners. Downtown Council CEO Adam Dunnick sees an opportunity to partly undo downtown disinvestment.
How long are we willing to let 30% vacancy just hold? And if we take a pass on these investments, they're going to go to a different downtown.
In the short term,
This is our only option. Just employee-less skeleton buildings that make loud noises and consume a shitload of water and electricity and cooling. Like, can the people who don't have jobs anymore in Minneapolis go into that building whenever they want to warm up? Like, in the wintertime, can you at least let all the impoverished of Minneapolis go into the data center so they can keep warm? Would that be possible?
Might be.
this is a fix for an empty.
All right, fine. I'm changing my thing. Worst invention ever. Not the computer, not trickle-down economics. You know what the worst invention ever is?
What's that?
Jewish people.
Oh,
what?
Don't say that out loud.
I didn't mean that. I mean, that's fair. Like, if there were no Jews, who would have killed my savior?
I mean, yeah, you want to talk about roots and evil, like
building, but what do you say to people with concerns about long-term sustainability, especially when data centers aren't known to make a lot of jobs.
That's where I'd say our goal at the Downtown Council is to look at these for only a couple sites, a half dozen.
That doesn't, though, ease concerns from
half dozen.
Only a couple sites. We're only looking at like 6 or 7 of these things, and so it's just going to completely tank the city's water supply.
Yeah, I think there's a reason I started rewatching The Walking Dead lately. I was brushing up on my survival skills.
Because we're going to need them.
Yeah.
And from other city council members about water and energy use.
Is this the best use of land, a data center? Or
like, again, these are our allies. This is who they're going to be. And then after we win this together, we're going to have to convince them that trans people don't exist. And that's going to be a bitch. So, like, enjoy this fight. Enjoy the anti-flock camera era. Enjoy the anti-data center era, because the one after this is really going to suck.
Oh, God.
It's the one where we explain to all our new lefty friends that, no, you're right. We were on the same side of this issue, and we both hated the same people, but I hated them because they weren't right-wing and nationalist enough.
So we're clear.
So what do you think about trans people then? Number one, I don't. And number two, you fucking gross. Don't ever let me see one.
Nobody's fooled.
They're disgusting. How dare you say that? No. Not how dare. I have a right to say that. And that's my opinion. Stop putting them in front of my face and I'll stop going, ew, that thing is gross. Because that's my opinion. And it's okay for me to have that opinion. If you do, stop bothering me with your nonsense. Excuse me, I identify as a male. And I turn around and I go, fuck. It's okay I'm allowed to do that. That's what I don't like about the trans stuff is like, hey, you suppress your honesty and like this thing. I don't have to like anything. I don't like black licorice. Somebody hands me black licorice. I go, oh, fucking gross. I don't want to kill black licorice. I don't want to have it eliminated. I just would rather not have black licorice.
Stop trying to force me to put it in my mouth.
That's what I'm trying to say. The metaphor works out. Oh, what do you think about trans people? I mean, quite frankly, I'm repulsed by them. They're disgusting, and I think they're mentally ill. But I don't want anything bad to happen to them.
I don't think about them until I see them. And then when I see them, I go, yeah, you're not fooling anybody.
Right. And then when I see them, I go, like, that's all I want to do. That's all the freedom I want. The freedom I want is that when a trans person shows up on my TV, I get to go, I don't think I'm being unreasonable. But again, these are going to have to be our new friends for a while. All right.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to bite that down because that reaction's a little visceral. You have to wait until we.
I know. I'm probably gonna have to be. You're right. I'm gonna have to learn to be a little more diplomatic.
Just for a while, just till these flock cameras in these data centers are gone, then have at it. But
like when a trans person comes around at our anti-data center protest, I'm gonna have to go. Is that good? Like if I cut it to that, would that get me by?
I should hope so.
Yeah.
We have more important things to do. I hope everyone can keep their eye on the fucking bobber.
Hi, Aaron. Good. Hi, Aaron. Good to see you again. Hi.
That's it.
I think, is that good though? Does that pass the test?
I mean, it would for me, but I'm not a trans person, so I don't know if we can take my word for it.
Okay, and then like when we win the data center thing and the flock cameras are all broken and destroyed, and then we show up for something else and the trans person goes, hey, can I then turn around and I go, God, fuck. Like is then is it?
Yeah, then you can. Yeah, then it's fine.
And they'll be like, why do you hate me? I don't hate you. It's just that when I see you, it's jarring. I can't help it. It's a natural reaction to these things, which again is fine, right?
For the most part, yeah. I have a knee-jerk distrust of somebody that's like, I'm presenting a lie to you. No, honestly, I swear I'm a lady. And I'm like,
dude, I think this revolution thing's going to work. I think we're going to be able to choke back our vomit long enough to win this thing.
As long as we can, it's in the bag.
I will give this to the trans community. Makes it a whole lot easier to stomach the gays.
And that's why the gays love them. They're like, see, we're not the bad guys anymore.
I don't know. I hear like from Suave Banana and shit that the gays have fucking had it up to here with the trans.
Oh, I've heard the same. I was making a joke about like using them as a scapegoat.
Yeah, that's true. Well, at least they're not talking about how disgusting and evil we are anymore. Fair point. Fair point. And then trans people can use that, or gay people can use that against straight people. They can be like, oh, you think I'm flamboyant and over the top? I could always bring more trans people in here. That's, you know what? We're good. Honestly, gays are going to use trans people like Jews use Muslims. Like, really? You don't accept Israel's right to go in and ethnically cleanse Gaza? Why don't I send 500,000 Muslims into your country? All right, fine. You can eradicate everyone you want.
Wait, you don't respect my right to go into a bathhouse with a bunch of other men in Minneapolis? Excuse me, trans rally. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Go do whatever.
All right, go out of it. Suck that guy's dick and fuck 3 guys in the ass at a bathhouse. Please. I'm begging you to go do that.
Just leave me out of it.
I don't want anything to do with it. Look, I swear, if you don't start being nicer to me, Aaron, we're going to a Lynx game. All right, fucking goats suck 8 dicks then. Fine, I won't make that face anymore. Aaron, I'm going to go have a 7-person gangbang. Oh, God, you people are fucking disgusting. All right, Aaron, turns out I have 3 trans friends coming to town. I love orgy gay gangbangs. I support that with rainbow flags and... Chris Reese with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, Chris Reese.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
We appreciate the 5 gifted. Ablo Pacheco with $5. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He says, we're the tax base. Lowering the tax base means getting rid of us permanently. Oh, I didn't mean that. I didn't know that's what he meant by that.
Oh.
My bad. BG Salty with $1. Thank you very much.
Salty has donated $1 and says bring back asylums.
Might be too late, but I don't disagree.
It solves some problems.
Los Federales with $1 says, listen, Imholte, you bitch and complain about donos, then get donos and bitch and complain. I didn't bitch about the donos. Did I not make it clear? Thank you very much for the 5. I said quit sending us bullshit that derails the show.
Yeah, it was the links part.
Like, anybody can do a thing where they like watch shorts that they like. To actually do a show, I'm glad I make it look this easy to you. That means I'm still very, very good at it, but I need to be on. If you would have played the video 30 minutes ago when I actually sent it, it would have made sense. Well, see, I have a hard enough time getting to the shit that I have ready to go.
Sydney, and between the banter and the chat, it's really hard to be like, oh, no, I'm going to make sure to drop everything and get this because I know it's time sensitive.
It's difficult when you got 700-800 people watching you at a time. As Ricky Gervais once said, it's a big room. I can't do 1-to-1. Veldrain with $1 says TCJA. I don't know what that means. It sounds anti-Semitic. Professor Tie-Dye with $1 says this is probably the only data center I am all for. Let Minneapolis get what they voted for. Lots and lots of horrible ideas. I mean, they really, that one guy was right, though. Like, Minneapolis has a shitload of empty storefront.
Right. A shitload of empty, but a lot of them are big, tall office buildings. They don't really, don't the data centers need the big sprawling complexes like the flat ones? I don't know. Are they going to be able to slam a data center into like a fucking 50-story building? In the middle of downtown.
It needs to be flat. I think. Nothing better than you and I talking about data centers and tech and the logistics of it, I think. Rational Redhead says it is a sad day. Apparently Megan Fox has joined OnlyFans. All right. Listen, she has a movie career. They're never going to let her have a movie career if she's on OnlyFans. It's pornography. I'm guessing you probably saw something. I'm going to guess you saw that on Facebook. Johnny, that sounds like a Facebook thing. We're going to look it up. Megan Fox OnlyFans. It's no way.
Yeah.
The first thing I see on Twitter is this account is a parody and Megan Fox has stated she will never join OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Let's not boomer it up. Let's not boomer it up. By the way, did you hear about, speaking of OnlyFans, did you hear Donna Mills joined OnlyFans at 85 years old?
Oh, who wants to see Donna? Is she doing because you can do wholesome content. Maybe she doesn't do porn stuff.
I haven't looked into this much. I think she's releasing like old vintage pictures.
Well, then that's not bad as long as they're not current.
I want to see if I can find a good link for this. Yeah, she was in Knots Landing. I have no idea who she is. She's too old for me to know who the fuck she is. But that's her at 85. You want to see them titties?
Not really.
You want to see them? Come on. You want to see Donna Mills' tits? Not even like out of morbid curiosity would you want to see an 85-year-old lady's tits?
No.
Well, you're not curious about what?
I don't like old people's skin. The like wrinkly, rumply. It looks like it's a scrotum skin, and that's going to be all over her whole body.
I'm not saying that you're going to look at it because you like it. I'm not accusing you of being sexually aroused by an 85-year-old. I'm saying pure curiosity.
I'm saying my curiosity gets like curtailed by the part of the back of my brain's going to be like, oh, gross. That's going to be gross.
Okay.
So I'm just not, I don't think I'm itching to see it.
Ready? Let me show you. Ready? Check this out. Watch. It's this. You're going to see, you're saying you don't want to see an 85-year-old's titties like this. Ah.
Yeah, not really.
No?
Not really.
It's like smelling a really bad fart.
Also an experience I wouldn't enjoy.
But I like to smell them once in a while. You know, like I'm like, especially if it's my own. And I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking disgusting. That's really bad. I see how I got
to
this.
Lean in for more. That's really horrible.
Yeah, that's how I got the sty. I've just been sucking in my own farts for a solid couple of days. And like, again, an 85-year-old's vagina. I'll probably get this. In fact, most of us will never see an 85-year-old's vagina.
Okay.
Like, even if you're married, whatever, most people don't make it to 85.
I'm strangely fine with it then. I don't know what part of my life gets fulfilled by having that mental image or having that experience.
Like if SP and I get married and we make it forever and ever, God willing, chances are we'll never see her pussy at 85.
Oh, certainly don't want to tell her something like, God, I hope not. I don't want
So therefore, what I'm saying is, Donna Mills? Knots Landing lady, 85 years old, gets an OnlyFans. You're saying you wouldn't be curious enough. It's like, hey, this is an 85-year-old's vagina now. Not like spread open, nothing tasteless, like just everything folded nicely or as nicely as it is. I don't know what they look like at 85. You're saying if Donna Mills didn't have just like her pants down, pussy out on your computer, you wouldn't go, oh, fuck, and then look away?
Yeah, I don't think I would.
I'd have to. I need to see it. I don't know. I don't know a safer way to put it. I need to see, like, if it's available. Like, I'm not going to go, let me be very...
You're not going out of your way to get it.
I'm not going out of my way to look at Donna Mills' pussy and tits. But if it's presented to me, I can't not look. You know... You're making me.
But then what if, like you said, her thing is all young photos? Then it doesn't count. Then you're just looking at some chick on OnlyFans. So,
well, let's get the details here before I make you vomit.
Too excited one way or another.
The soap opera actress has never heard of the Risque Creator platform until they approached her to join. OnlyFans went to these disgusting fucking yids. Ew. Her agents told her that the platform hosts more adults-only content, but Mills still wanted to hear the team out. What they said was, you don't have to do nakedness, she explained this week on Entertainment Tonight. You do it the way you want to do it. ET's Kevin Frazier was asked the actress what the wildest request she received since joining the platform was. Oh, no.
I don't want to know.
Her followers are aware that the actress has a vineyard, and Mills said that one fan asked for her to take content of her stomping the grapes. Okay.
That's remarkably wholesome compared to what I thought we were going to hear.
That's ridiculously I like that. That's good. That gives me hope. Oh, it's because they wanted to see her feet. Oh, you dirty, dirty fucks. What the hell? You even took something wholesome and nice, an 85-year-old stomping.
And you perverted it.
And you made it dirty. There are a lot of people out there who are turned on by toes, I guess, she replied. Are you going to deliver that? He asked. You betcha. Oh, God.
What and how did you decide to go on to OnlyFans?
Well, first of all, I didn't know what OnlyFans was.
I hope I look like that at 85 years old. Look.
Well, you have as much surgery as she's had.
Dude, that's a hot 85-year-old. I don't care how much surgery you've had. That's the hottest 85-year-old who's ever lived.
That's a tall bar, but I'll go with you for now. She isn't bad looking.
I'm not saying you have to fuck her. I'm not like, dude, she's 85. Right. She should be off limits. She should be revered as like a elder stateswoman. But like, you don't have to have sex with her, but that's a beautiful 85-year-old.
Oh, yeah, she's very attractive.
No idea. They came to me and I said to my agent, I said, what's OnlyFans? They said, well, it's kind of an adults only kind of thing. Are you sure you want?
I hope I sound like this when I'm 85. Like, I think of 85, I think of that struggling to breathe talking.
Yeah, no, she sounds like she's got most of her shit together.
Fuck. Like, I turned 40 this year, and I'm kind of depressed. Like, it's kind of fucking me up. Like, I'll never... Come on, man. You can't eat gas station burritos. And like,
after 40?
Ever. And, like, live like this and sound like this at 85. I mean, I'll probably have bigger tits than her, but that's about the only win I'm notching.
Meet with them.
I won't
I
feel
said,
like
well, I don't know. Let's see what they have to say. And what they said was, you don't have to do nakedness. You do it the way you want to do it. But I'm sincere.
All right, fine, but I'm only doing gape videos. Scarlett Hampton's out of the game now. She's gonna have to. Oh God!
You do it the way you want to do it. Okay, bring in the bad dragon. We're gonna ride this thing all the way.
She sits on the couch with the 6 black guys behind her. It's like, oh no, this is This is the decline of Western civilization to a new level.
Sincerely happy to be doing it, happy to be interacting with the fans.
What's the wildest request you've gotten so far?
Well, you know, I have a vineyard.
I did not know that.
Somebody wants to film myself stomping the grapes.
They want to see your feet.
Yes.
They want to see the toes.
Yeah, I guess so. There are a lot of people out there who are turned on by toes, I guess.
So, are you going to deliver that?
You betcha. When I turned it.
Somebody's great-grandmother.
Look at it from her angle. She's not showing anything that she's embarrassed or ashamed of. It's not like she's in the room with you while you're getting excited about it. She's just got a camera. She's got her fucking tub of grapes. And every time she steps on those grapes, she can hear that cash register just go cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
None of this is okay. This is not something
Emma's making a bag, and it's all on them cankles.
But we were fine before this. I mean, we weren't, but like, we're worse after. Veldrain with $1. Thank you very much.
Feldron at 1178 has donated $1 and says Tax Cuts and Job Act of 2017, tax cuts for tech companies that lead to mass layoffs of tech companies of 2022.
Yay! Chevrolet JB says Aaron gets mad at us for funny links, and he's here talking about 85-year-old grilled cheese pussy. When did I ever say I was against funny links? Number one, the links weren't funny. Number two, they had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Here's what it was. It was Los going, these are videos I like looking at. I'm going to shoehorn them into the show. Hey, Aaron, here's what they probably really said at the gas station. And then it's just you putting in a video that you like. It's like me playing a Southern Boys reel on the You know about the Southern Boys?
I don't. Dude, I'm afraid to say.
So,
that means I'm about to learn, doesn't it?
Bro, yeah, absolutely. So like I said last night on the evening show, I don't have TikTok. I will never get TikTok, but I'll watch Facebook Reels. SP and I will she'll watch her TikToks. I'll watch Facebook Reels. And I've run across these guys called Southern Boys. And the Southern Boys do like crawfish boils and gumbos and pastillas and shit like that. Like,
sounds wholesome.
Oh, it's great. But the whole thing is like a promotion for their seasoning. So, like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, man, I want to make this pastilla sometime. Oh, this gumbo looks really good. And they always get to the point in the video where they go, now we're going to hit it with some of that Southern Boys. And they got the label out and they're pouring on their Southern Boys seasoning. And I'm like, you know what? As someone who believes in crass commercialization and product placement, I am fine with this. And it is very open and upfront.
It fits.
And now
they're endorsing the product. They're saying you can't cook without it.
And it's really effective because throughout my day, I will in my head go, hit it with some of that Southern Boys. I don't know why. It's a funny saying to me. These guys are great. It's
like the Emerald Lagasse Bam. I got you.
Yeah, hit it with some of those Southern Boys. I need you guys to, look, I'm going to sell you on the Southern Boys here. I'm going to find a good one. We're going to find like a pastalaya or a gumbo. We watched the crawfish one yesterday, dude. This guy, you know what's nasty about crawfish, though? Like, they look really good, and I want to make crawfish sometimes because they just break them and have it suck out. That's not going to help me. But, like, the thing about the crawfish is that they're dirty as fuck. Like, they're really gross. So they're
bottom feeders.
Yeah, they put them in a cold pot, and they let them sit there for a while. They pull it out, and then they put it in a boil pot, and then they do that. And then they take it out of the boil pot, and then they put it in their soak pot where they're cooking everything for the boil. And when they take it out of the cold water pot, it's gross black water. But then when they put it in the first boil pot, and they take it out and they're all red, that water is black, and the guy goes, and you smell that smell like sewage water. And I'm like, why am I eating these? Like, this sounds like a real roll of the dice for me. You're saying that these things you just boiled, the water they leave behind smells like shit.
Like sewage.
Yes, it smells like shit and piss. It smells like an overflowed toilet. That's what you're telling me. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Smell like sewage water. And now you're going to dump those that were just in the sewage water into the soak pot. And he's like...
And I'm going to eat them.
And they're going to look delicious. Okay, I got to show... You know what? Fuck it. I was going to show you a different one.
But let's do the
I was going to show
one.
you a pastalaya. I got to show you the crawfish one now.
That's... Here. All right, let's see this.
Gotta want them hit it with something.
Here's a pot right here. This is a 100-quart pot. Got a basket on the inside.
So look at how dirty and black and gross those are.
Right? They're a lot bigger than I thought they'd be. I assumed like shrimps things. Those things are actually quite large.
Whoops.
We're going to dump them crawfish in there like that. See that big daddy right there, y'all. Now that's some crawfish right there. Washing them crawfish. Hey, y'all, we're going to keep repeating this until we get them good and clean. What we do, y'all? We're using the 2-pot system. So we got our crawfish, been washing them. We got pot 1 right here, just clean water. This here is going to be our soak pot. Just clean water, boiling right there.
So now he's soaked them once, and now he's going to boil the shit out of them in clean water. To finally, because you can't just soak them once. You got to fucking
boil the shit out of them and then soak them again.
Going in there with a crawfish. We just want to kind of agitate them crawfish back and forth. 10 minutes, y'all. We're going to shut it down. We're going to go ahead and drop them potatoes in there.
All right, get ready, because now he's going to hit it with some of that Southern Boys.
Yep.
You ready for him to hit him with some of that Southern Boys?
I'm ready to hit him with some of that Southern Boys. I want to see how much seasoning we got to add.
Oh, here we go. Ready? You got 2 bags of that. Look at that. The label's out.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're going to make a crawfish boil, Daddy.
Southern Boys seasoning right here, y'all. We're going in there with a bag of Southern Boys. And you notice we had the water boiling before we put our seasoning in. Going in here, y'all. Pot number 2 bag. That's 2 bags of the Southern Boys seasoning in a 90-quart pot. Y'all, it's been...
See, you got to make that product placement. I love it. I like it.
5 minutes.
Seems like a lot of seasoning.
That's good. You can't have too much seasoning. Now, I do want to do this crawfish boil sometime, but when he takes the crawfish out of that water and tells us that the water smells like shit,
it grosses you out and kind of turns you off?
Yeah.
Seasoned pot, we're going to go ahead and shut it off. All right, seasoned pot is off. You know what that does, y'all? We want this water temperature right here. We want this water temperature to start cooling to about 165. So right now, it's bumping up here about 200 degrees. All right, y'all, it's been 10 minutes. Now we're going to shut off pot 1. Shut down pot 1 like that. Now this is our soak pot. This is our ball pot right here.
Oh,
now, look at that water
right.
there, y'all.
Wait,
see all that water?
just wait.
Now we washed them crawfish like 5 or 6 times, y'all. We got them as clean as we could get them. And now it's time to move them to the soak pot. Pot 2, want that water temperature right here, B? Come up on that. We want that water temperature to get around 165. Right now, We're getting close. We're around 170 on that water temperature now. So they're about ready to move over. Here we go with our crawfish here, y'all. This is coming out of our ball pot, step one. Now we're moving it to our soak
So
pot.
it's just going right from that black shitty water into the food.
Straight into this.
Yeah.
We'll drop them in there.
Seems like there should be a rinse.
Right. Now what we want to do, we just want them crawfish to start soaking up all that good flavor right there.
All that
See how
Southern
they
boys.
floated up? They'll start sinking here in a minute as they soak up all that good flavor right there. Pot one, come back over here, B.
Now get ready to watch the fucking water that it leaves behind.
Look at this, y'all. Now we wash these crawfish like 5 or 6 times. Miller's Mark
5 or 6.
And by the way, again,
I've
you
seen
watched.
cleaner mud puddles.
You watched. They didn't rinse those afterwards.
No, they just dumped them straight into
They
the
took
stuff.
them.
There was like sediment and dirt water in those crawfish when they went into that soak pot. You didn't
Yeah.
rinse them off, man.
No, this is how you get styes.
Look at all that mud. Look at all. It smells like old sewage water, guys. That would.
I wouldn't brag about that. You just dumped the crawfish from that pot into the soak pot where you're going to eat them from, and you're like, that smells like rat shit. That smells like pig shit on a farm, y'all. And I just dumped that into your food we'll be serving you.
That smells like sewage water. Yeah, and I bet it tastes like it too.
Right.
Which is why I don't like it associated with my food.
This is all bad, Dante.
Would be soaking back in your crawfish, in your corn, in your potatoes. You don't want that. I'm telling you now, the 2-pot ball, don't underestimate it.
But you just did that. You're like, you don't want all that in your soak pot. You just put it in there. Like when you pulled those crawfish out of the dirty pig shit water, you didn't it didn't magically erase any of the dirty pig shit water that was just soaking in.
I'm even more grossed out, though. He's implying that his method is more work than the average bear and the superior system because he pulled them out of dirty, black, sewer-smelling water and then put them into that. He's implying what? That other people just rinse them and put them straight into the soak pot? That would be gross.
Yeah, I think that's what he's implying.
Oh, that would be gross. Why do people eat crawfish?
They do look, wait until he eats them. They do look
About
good.
5 minutes into our soak period, we're going to drop some corn in there. Now, corn don't give the crawfish any flavor at all. We're also going to go ahead and drop some of these mushrooms in there. Brother Dallas likes them mushrooms. We're just going to get that pushed underneath. Y'all check that out, y'all. Now, y'all, we got probably another 20 minutes or so of soak time on these crawfish. Pretty crawfish right there, B. Show it to them. Ooh, we letting it drain right there a minute. And y'all, what we're going to do, we're going to come on up with it. We're going to start dumping them. We're pushing them out right down there in that pot underneath. We got the little canoe set up today. Check this out, y'all. Look at this here. Ooh-wee. Here we go, eating them middle mark crawfish. Look at that. Mm-hmm.
See, now that does look good, but remember, he's putting his mouth on the shells that were just in the pig shit water.
Right. I'm still worried I'm worried we needed the 2 bags of seasoning because with one, you still taste the pig shit.
Right. I don't think this guy understands how pig shit water works. Like, you don't take it out of the pig shit water and then all of a sudden, we're good now.
Just get the hose out. Just spray it off. You're already in a strainer pot. Just set it on the ground. Spray them off.
What I'm saying is, though, I like the Southern boys.
You like the Southern boys.
I just like their product placement. I just love it. All right, let's go to a few contributions here. One of them just went away. I apologize for that.
L05F3D3R4L35 has donated $1 and says, hold you bitch, that vid suck, yet many times over and over people send you a minute clip. You play like 10 seconds and then bitch that it sucks and cut it.
Yeah.
Do you want to get paid or not? Wake up, YN.
If I can't get paid doing my show, I'm not going to be a fucking video jockey. So no, I guess we'll just lose then. Thank you. 2:25 away from today. He's right. I mean, in 22 minutes, we officially fall behind again, which is becoming very, very common in the mornings. Hit like, hit follow. I appreciate it. Donate some memberships. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. 67 Diesel with $1. Says, let Minneapolis vote the data center in if and when Derek Chauvin gets pardoned. The smelly moon. Okay, Jesus. That's the one that disappeared just before we played it.
Just before we played it.
So
probably for the best.
Yeah. All right, 225 away from today's win. Let's see how close we can get. We would appreciate you guys contributing to our show. It is listener supported. Please and thanks. All right, let's go to, we got another Minnesota story here. I figure I need something a little uplifting for these people.
Yeah.
You know, I need a little hope. The Southern Boys thing was very fun, very uplifting. We got to know that soaking... Dude, crawfish, this is what I'm saying. Like, crawfish must be delicious if people are willing to smell dirty shit water to eat them.
Like, after all of that, you're still like, yeah, let's crack it open and eat it. I guess. I mean, I like shrimp, but they're probably similar.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point. So, this is a guy in St. Paul who is fighting back against the government because in Minneapolis or in St. Paul, they're fighting like double-digit property tax increases. It's going to shit in St. Paul and Minneapolis. Minneapolis is already saying 13% property tax increases next year, which is going to increase mortgages, rent, the whole deal. St. Paul is facing a similar thing. Not only is this guy in St. Paul going to pay more in rent because of property taxes, he's also living in an apartment where the landlord doesn't do shit. Nothing gets fixed. It's poor living conditions. So he said, you know what? No. I'm not going to keep paying more. I'm going to put my foot down. Fuck this. He won.
Good for him.
I know. This is really, really great. We're going to play that in just a second. Thank you, somebody two.
Somebody two has donated $1 and says, Aaron, do you go swimming at a lake? Have you ever got water in your mouth on accident? Well, at least that shit's boiling.
He's got a point. But again, I'm not going into a lake water going, ooh, drinky, eaty.
Yeah, usually even in the question there, the water getting in your mouth was an accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Intentional.
Exactly. Thank you, Waylon, for the 5.
Waylon 1 has donated $5 and says, saw the classic TV star earlier. Was wondering what you thought of Phyllis Davis seen here on the Love Boat. Link.
All right, see, now this does have something to do with the thing we were talking about earlier with the woman who's doing the OnlyFans at 85. All right, fair enough.
Hey, how's the new approach working, doctor? Slow, very slow. Oh,
please,
wow. Don't call me doctor. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Won't happen again.
Jesus Christ. Some big old natural titties back in the day.
She looks like a lovely lady.
She looks she looks like an absolute sweetheart. She looks like if your lawnmower was broken, she'd bring you a nice glass of lemonade while you were out there fixing your lawnmower. She looks like a sweetie.
God bless her.
God bless.
Hi. Up here. Mind if I join you?
Oh, no,
Hi,
not at all.
I'm Evie Sue Miller.
I'm Jones.
I understand completely.
Is that, I hate to be a retard, that's not George Jones, is it?
I don't know.
The country.
I'm a little distracted by the lady.
I know, I'm sitting here pausing on the dude. I'm like, hey man, who's the guy? Nobody cares, Aaron.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
Jones, not even Dr. Jones. I'm so happy to meet you. Maybe I shouldn't intrude.
No intrude.
You were right.
You don't mind if I share
What am I right about?
I think that's George Jones.
Is it George Jones? Because he said, my name's Jones. And by the way, if you know anything about George Jones in real life, if that woman talks for a little too long, you know what he's going to do?
What's he going to do?
Belt the fuck out of her. George Jones would bring the pimp hand down on a lady. He was a woman beater. George Jones.
Oh, well, I'm not looking up the woman beater part, but it does seem like he might have been on the Love Boat.
Sidney Johnson says, no, it's not George Jones.
Okay, they have the exact same haircut and very similar facial. He looks very similar.
Sir Furberger says, no, it's Artie, you dumbass. Artie Johnson. I love how you fuckers think I'm old enough to know anything about Love Boat. Hey, you retard. You don't know who that guy is. I shouldn't know who that guy is. There is no reason for me to know who that man is.
I'm basing it solely on looks. And like I said, especially in his older photos, he has that exact same haircut.
Right. That's what I thought. It was the haircut that got me. I thought it was.
Right.
And Love Boat seems like one of those shows where they've had a lot of like celebrity guest stars.
Right, because there's not a whole lot going on there.
All right, 2:20 away from today. Guys, in the next 15 minutes, let's try to make at least $20 and not just do what we always do on these early week shows, please. Please and thank you. Contribute to the show. We'd appreciate it. All right, so back to this guy who fought the law, and he won. He was fighting his higher rent. He said, my landlord's dog shit. The apartments suck. I'm not paying more. And now the landlord is going to be stuck with the extra property tax cost.
Tall man fought back against a nearly 18% rent increase and came out on top. He convinced city leaders that poor conditions at his apartment didn't justify the higher cost.
By the way, what a dirty fucking move by the landlords, because let's say property taxes go up by 8%. And like to cover that, you should just charge 8% more in rent, or you can eat the rent increase or the property tax increase. But these guys will increase it like 10%.
And they'll make a little extra money too.
They'll take the opportunity to make an extra 2% off these fucking people, and it's just again, like it's getting to a point where I have to pick sides on who I'm going to side with in a lot of this economic shit, and it's probably always going to be the renter.
Advocates say his case highlights a little-known option available to renters. Harrison Klopp explains.
I understand that costs are up, but I can't carry the burden of paying more for an apartment that doesn't meet my basic needs.
On a July 15th St. Paul City Council meeting, Portland Avenue resident Michael Smith appealed his landlord's hopes for a 17.97% rent increase on the basis of poor maintenance.
The hallways haven't been vacuumed. There's bugs and cobwebs. Since my neighbor moved out last month, the lawn has not been mowed or tended to.
The landlord cited recent property tax increases for the price hike, but Smith's appeal was upheld unanimously.
Hearing, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
7 in favor, none opposed. The public hearing is closed.
So, look, I get the argument where they're like, well, if St. Paul's going to stick it to landlords this way, landlords will move out of the city. Bro, if you can't vacuum, if you can't have a maintenance guy fixing shit, clearing cobwebs, doing pest control, mowing the grass.
You shouldn't be owning the property.
You shouldn't be owning the property. That is really shitty. And like, you look at these people, they're not bums. They're not pieces of shit. They're like, that's just a normal guy. You see him, he looks like your dad. Your dad is there going, please don't raise my rent 18%. And it's gross that we're going to the government and literally begging them not to let our rent be raised 18% because it will put us out on the street because people can barely afford their bills anymore.
And then the government never figures out that, all of our raising of property taxes is part of the reason this problem exists.
Right. And then the government can pass it off onto the landlords and go, yeah, aren't these landlords pieces of shit? It's like, whoa. Enough of this binary shit. You both are pieces of shit. Like, he's raising the rent, yes, but you're raising the property taxes. This is a chain reaction type of a thing. Now the government will go, see, aren't we great? We're going to raise the property taxes on all these landlords. But then when the citizens come to us and they say, we can't do it, we're not going to let the landlord raise the rent. Then when all the landlords leave and we have all these empty housing units, we're going to wonder what the fuck happened.
Wasn't our fault.
Was it? Yeah. What did we do?
How was your client able to appeal this rent hike?
Well, I think the first step is that my client followed the process. Tenants only have 45 days from the time they get a notice of an approved rent increase to appeal it. So he submitted his paperwork within the approved time.
Abby Hansen with the Housing Justice Center represented Michael Smith and said it's not uncommon for St. Paul landlords to look to increase the rent beyond the 3% city cap. But tenants rarely appeal the increase. Smith had his appeal hearing on May 21st and is one of only 3 rent stabilization appeals that St. Paul has had all year, according to the city calendar.
Wow, this sounds like something they should let people know about. Like, more people should be trying to do this.
They should really tell them what their rights are.
Right, yeah. It would be nice if you would let people know. And, in fairness, when you get shit like this in the mail, they do tell you when there's a meeting and when you can go and when you can do this. Just people don't. They just bend over, they take it, and they pay the extra rent.
Mike Ross said it's something to look into for St. Paul renters as we're in the middle of Minnesota's busiest moving season.
So this is renewal season. This is when rent increases are happening. So it's just to be aware, in St. Paul, it's just to be aware, okay, up to 3%, not much of anything I can do. Maybe even up to 8%, I can check and see if the landlord did what they needed to. If it goes above 8%, it gets to be a little bit trickier what the landlord is allowed to do.
And if you'd like to learn more about St. Paul's rent stabilization...
I'm good. No, good for him, though. Like, more people should be doing that, especially as your apartment gets shittier and things get worse. And absolutely.
Yeah.
Go fight. Why not? Like, what do you have to lose? Honestly, at that point.
No, you're going to be homeless. Yeah, no, it sounds like you can't afford to pay the rent there. So if that's your out either way, you might as well fight for it and see what you can keep.
Yeah. 686 checking out the show right now. Numbers a little lower than usual today. That sucks a dick. Gold not going well. I'm happy with the show. I hope you're entertained with it. Gift a membership. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Let's try to notch a win. 120 short from yesterday. Please and thanks, whatever you can do. Let's keep the mood up. Let's keep doing a show. I'll come back to the chat. Hopefully there's some gifted memberships and stuff, and you guys feel like chipping in. Oh, just a tough economy, slow going. I love doing the show. I hate the money part, as you know. Please and thanks. Let's go into Poland. I told you this earlier. You know, a lot of people are talking about what's going on in Ceuta.
Yeah.
With Morocco basically staging an invasion with civilians of the Spanish possessions in North Africa, with the blessing of the American and Israeli government. They say that Morocco should be able to control all this. Morocco should be in charge of all of northwestern Africa. It should be theirs. And Spain, meanwhile, has been saying there should be a Palestinian state. We don't like what Israel's doing in Gaza and the West Bank. So now, all of a sudden, on one Thursday last week, randomly, out of nowhere, 60,000 Moroccans all at once decided they should cross into Ceuta.
That's incredibly organized for a random happenstance.
Yeah, isn't that weird how they all decided that at the same time? Then the White House, the very next day, sent their boy, Howard Lutnick's boy, Nick Shirley, to Ceuta to do an investigation. And guess what he found out, Johnny?
What did he find?
It's all just these dirty Muslims, and it's this filthy liberal government in Spain allowing all this shit to happen. I mean, forget the fact that the prime minister of Spain has come out and said, get these people the fuck out of here. What are we doing? Right. We're not doing this. No, Ceuta belongs to Spain, and we're keeping it. So not only does the administration help Israel foment this in Morocco, and have 60,000 Moroccans go into Ceuta after, like, there's also tweets from Yair Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu's son, other Israelis going, Spain should pay for this, blah, 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 blah. And then when this happens, all these same Israelis are bragging like, haha, look what happened to you, Spain. Did you learn anything from this, blah, blah. So they're not even hiding the fact. The United States Congress came out recently in a resolution in support of Morocco. In all this. So it's like, it's wide open what this was. But don't worry, the administration sent Nick Shirley down to assure you that it was just a bunch of dirty libs and muzzies.
And he's not a plant at all. Why would you think that?
Nick Shirley is the administration's bitch to make sure you don't question who's really behind this. And that if you do question who's behind this, I saw a bunch of social media accounts over the weekend going, oh, it's just always the Jews, isn't it? And like, I saw people not backing down going, well, when it is, yeah.
It seems like it is, and it has been. So thank you for pointing out the problem.
Yeah, we appreciate your sarcasm, but yeah, when it is, it is. So now a bunch of Muslim migrants were trying to get into Poland over the weekend. And the Polish government, well, no, this was a video that was released. I don't know if this is Poland on August 3rd, because I have a feeling Poland would be relatively warm on August 3rd, and this was a rainy day. But anyway, these migrants were trying to get across the Polish border, and these Polish soldiers were having none of it.
Now we are in the borderline between Poland and Belarus. We want to go Poland, but they don't let us. And we are in the forest, and it's very cold, and it's raining. We cannot build a fire. We have children here.
No, not my fucking problem.
You wouldn't have had children here if you had, planned to cross legally and set all that stuff up properly.
Right.
It seems like the kids, you brought them here. This is on you, not them or us.
I have my children with me so I can guilt the Polish into letting me into their country. I know what I'll do. I'll walk right up to a barbed wire fence that clearly implies go fuck yourself, and then I'll try to guilt them into letting me in. I know this is outside of my character. I'm loving the Poles. I'm loving the Hungarians. I'm loving the Romanians throughout this whole European migration thing because they're just like, no, we don't care.
We saw how it went over in your neck of the woods. Fuck off. You're not coming here.
Right. And then people will go like, oh, this is terrible. How could you do this? And they're like, because we have our own country and we want to take care of it. And these people are not our fucking problem. And
because we have the internet.
Well, yeah. And also, like, once you do that, all of their arguments go out the window because so much of their argument is just based on guilt.
Right.
So it's like, oh, you don't care about this man and his family? It's not that I don't care about this man and his family. I care about the people here in Poland, and I'm not putting this undue burden on them. And I don't know any of you fucking people, so you're not coming in. Once you make that argument, there's no more conversation to be had. I like that.
Once you tell the kids to fuck off, they can't do anything.
Right.
Like, I brought my kids. Yeah, and the both of you can fuck off.
Right.
Oh,
they will be dead in the morning.
Well, then you're a shitty dad. My children will be dead in the morning. So you brought your children with in an all-or-nothing gamble to get entry into a country which has historically been closing off its borders. Yeah, you're a dick.
You didn't bring any food. You didn't have any plans, any supplies. You just assumed that you were going to cross this border and you're just going to get clothes, food, and everything. It's awfully presumptuous. Of you, sir.
like Poland was going to make him a nice goulash as soon as he crossed the border, and my kids will be dead in the morning. Well, you fucked up. You're literally weaponizing your children.
Yeah, and your victimhood status.
No.
And we need help. And it's very cold. My wife is sick.
You brought your starving children and your sick wife to a barbed wire fence to try and gain entry into a country that has made it clear they're not letting anybody in. And I'm supposed to feel bad for you? This was a really irresponsible decision on your part.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me the guy that just wants to illegally enter another country without thinking about anything else, he didn't plan this out better? What?
By the way, do you think his wife is sick and his kid will be dead in the morning?
Fuck no. He's lying through his fucking teeth.
This guy's a lying piece of shit.
We need help. We want to go Poland.
Go home.
They don't let us. They said if I go to Poland, they will hit me or they will kill me.
Fucking based. Like, this is what I mean. Poland is like, no, we've seen what happens when you compromise even a little bit on your immigration policy. You get flooded. We're not doing this. Poland will stand strong. Good for them.
I wish we could do that. Just have roving patrols of military personnel on the southern border saying, go the fuck home.
Well, we elected a guy who said he was going to do that.
Right. How did that go? He said he was going to do a lot of stuff. I'm still waiting. How's it going? What have I missed?
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm sorry. You were in a coma. Don't worry. He wants to issue temporary visas to workers. He wants to increase H-1Bs, and he's only deporting people with violent criminal records.
Oh, so in other words, none of what we were promised.
Yeah, no. He's not doing anything of which he promised.
At least he brought back that gangbuster economy.
Oh. Yeah, life has never been more unaffordable.
Shit.
Yeah, the age of the average first-time homebuyers right now is 41 years old. And
enjoy that. It's going to go up very soon.
Yeah, and gas is over $4 a gallon, and steel toe is fucking failing in the mornings. So 220 away from a win today. 2 minutes away from falling behind again, which is becoming all too common in the mornings. Thank you to the evening show. Thank you to the big shows we had last week that did end up getting us a perfect week. I appreciate that. We are already down 120 from yesterday. I would appreciate it if you guys could chip in even a membership, something little. It's it's demoralizing coming back to the chat. So we're just going to go right back into the news. We got to get into this Fauci stuff, man. Everybody hit thumbs up. If you can't donate anything, we need lots of thumbs up. It helps spread the word of the show. Numbers are down today. All right. Let's not get too pathetic. Let's keep it going. I'm sorry for yelling, but I'm panicking. Already at 8:30. Let's talk about this Fauci thing. They want to hold a contempt of Congress vote today. Or I'm sorry. Yesterday they announced they want to hold a contempt of Congress vote at some point this week. Contempt of Congress, if you're convicted, is 1 to 11 months in jail and up to a $100,000 fine. Now, even if they were, let's say they were able to get Dr. Fauci on this, which I'm not holding my breath, because you're allowed to plead the Fifth Amendment 111 times. It's allowed. It's something you can do. I don't know why you would do it if you're pardoned for any crimes you may have committed up until like January 1st, 2025. But he pled the Fifth 111 times, and they want to hold him in contempt of Congress. If they do, the guy's not going to jail. The guy's not going to see the inside of a jail cell, and he might have to pay a little bit of a fine. But I will say this. The only thing we're going to get out of Dr. Fauci is we can humiliate him, we can put him out in public, and we can make him look like a dick, and we can embarrass him, and we can yell at him. Honestly, I say take whatever little victories you can get over this guy. It's better than nothing. Oh, Johnny, are you gone? Oh, yep, Johnny's out. What happened? Well, I think Johnny's gone for the day. Uh-oh. Well, guys, it looks like I'm going to be taking an L all on my own today. Thank you guys very much. Waylon with $1. Thank you very much.
Waylon1 has donated $1 and says keep Steel Toe on track.
Please.
First in a $20 blue wave, let's go.
How about just 20s? How about just dropping 20s? That would be great. We've had a shitload of blues today. Thank you. Is Maroon Just Navy Red gifting a membership? That means a lot. Thank you. 215 away from today. Oh, we could use a rally. 65 memberships away from 700. Thank you very much. Guys, I'm not even worried about yesterday's 120. We'll figure that out some other time. Right now, let's try to get us a win today. All right, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. We're just going to keep going here. Johnny said his power went out. I don't want to worry about getting him back on. I'm already stressed and shit. I'd like to just do a show. Thank you. I don't want to worry about tech shit. Just power went out. It's okay. Not a big deal. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Let's go into this Fauci thing. They want to have a vote on contempt tomorrow. Gun to my head, will they find him in contempt? No. I don't know if you need 51 or 60 to find him in contempt, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
6:07 this morning, a Senate panel is preparing to vote this week on whether to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress.
Our Chanu Her joins us now from the Live Center with a closer look.
Who? One more time on that name?
At the timeline of this. Chanu, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, some U.S. senators, they are expected to vote sometime on Wednesday on whether to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. Keep in mind, this all comes after Dr. Fauci invoked the Fifth Amendment over 100 times during a hearing last week.
See, now that's just it. Like, he wasn't showing contempt for Congress. He wasn't being combative. He wasn't being a dick, anything like that. Dr. Fauci was literally taking the Fifth Amendment as he's allowed to do, like using his constitutional rights. I don't think you can find him in contempt for that. I'd love to. I'd love this motherfucker to be hanged for treason, but it's not going to happen.
week. Senate Homeland Security Chairman Rand Paul says he wants to send a direct criminal referral to the Department of Justice. Now, Republicans say that Dr. Fauci gave an improper opening statement before pleading the Fifth during that hearing last week. Democrats, though, say Fauci was just exercising his legal rights.
Yeah.
The DOJ will ultimately decide whether to prosecute Dr. Fauci or not. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are reacting to this.
Also, there's a part of me that says, if you assholes prosecute Fauci for this hearing, but we don't get anybody on the Epstein files, we don't get all the Epstein files released, you don't expose all these pedophiles, or even punish the ones who have been exposed, I really, like, it just increases my hatred. Like, I just boil with anger more for this administration. So, like, even when they go, oh, we're holding Fauci in contempt, great, he's going to get a slap on the wrist and a fine. So really no punishment. This is all political theater. What about the Epstein files? What about Les Wexner? What about Howard Lutnick? What about the Mossad connections? What about all of that? Nope, nothing. You're all crazy. It's a conspiracy theory.
Lois Lerner in 2014 gave an opening statement denying everything and then took the Fifth on it. You can't do both on that.
Rand Paul is unhappy because he thought he had set a trap for Dr. Fauci and made the mistake of advertising that trap a little loudly in advance.
Imagine still taking up for this total cocksucker. I mean, I'll never like Elizabeth Warren, but like, imagine going, ha ha, Rand Paul. Like, imagine being more disconnected from the American people. Like, Elizabeth Warren has the ear. She has a lot of supporters who still think Fauci didn't lie. She could do those people a great service by showing them his diary and going, this is what this guy said. He lied to you about all this COVID shit we were all lied to. Instead, she's sitting going, ha, Rand Paul, you were trying to ask questions to get to the bottom of the lies this guy told the American people as he shut down their businesses and schools. Ha, 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 ha. Thanks. It's great to know that you're on Pfizer's side, as if we needed to ask.
Now, President Joe Biden did pardon Dr. Fauci before he left office. The pardon covers Fauci's actions from 2014 to 2025. So we will see what happens on Wednesday when they take that vote to see if.
By the way, 2014, isn't that a weird time to pick? Because in 2014, there was no COVID. In 2014, there was no pandemic. Let me check my notes here. What happened in 2014? Let me see. That's 2014. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's when Dr. Fauci started giving Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance millions of dollars for gain-of-function research, which is against the fucking law. Yay.
He will face any further charges or anything like that, guys.
Sure. Okay, Chanu Her in our Life Center. Thank you, Chanu.
6:09 is the time. More sections of the Boundary Waters Canoe area will be reopened to the public. As crews continue battling wildfires, the Forest Service will reopen more entry points tomorrow and Wednesday, including some near Ely. This closure has really hurt outfitters in that area, so reopening more entry points on the western side of the BWCA should help boost business. They certainly need that.
All right, sorry, I was just texting Johnny. See, this is why I didn't want to bring him back on the show. Like, I didn't want to stop the fucking the vibe of the show to fucking start open Zoom back up. Bring it back, bring it down, bring it back. Your power went out. It's okay. The show's moving. You know, we're off the dock. It's all right. We'll bring you back tomorrow. We're also fucking doing a terrible job today. Yeah, Gurmy says, get off your phone. I'm sorry. I was texting the fucking guy back so that he didn't sit at his fucking computer and wonder if he should sit around. I was telling him that it's... What are we doing? What are we doing? Sam Show says, what vibe? You're just going through videos without interacting with the chat. We're getting our ass kicked today. Would you like me to go into the chat for free? We do the show for money. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep doing a show so that I entertain people enough so they donate to the program. That's what we're going to do. I also forgot to shut down YouTube today. Fuck. God,